The premier high school football game in the state of Tennessee is moments away from kickoff. Welcome into Billy C. Rogers Stadium in Baxter, Tennessee, the site of the high school football game of the week presented by Mayberry's Furniture. And we've got a ferocious fight on tap for you tonight as the number 3 ranked team in the state of Tennessee in Class 4A, Greeneville Green Devils, take on the number 5 ranked Upperman Bees. I'm Noah McKay on the call here. Thrilled to be in the Thompson Machinery in the Cat Rental Store broadcast booth, joined by my broadcast partner, Jeremy Tallis, and head coach Michael Dodgen on the sidelines. The lovely Josh Bowles producing things for us here tonight. It is a great night across the Quality Family UCR Media Network, but there is no question where the headline game is in the state. Jeremy Tallis and eyes from across the Volunteer State on Baxter tonight. The very definition of a measuring stick contest, and two teams that do not like each other at all, set to face off in round 3 of this trilogy.
No, you had mentioned it kind of off air before we came online, and these teams have kind of created a rivalry. You know, it doesn't matter if the chess teams are battling or the water polo teams are battling. It always seems that Greeneville and Upperman collide somewhere, and we're fortunate enough to sit in the regular season, but in the playoffs, they've been colliding in every sport. And in the last couple of football games we've seen, it has been a battle royale. But I'll tell you what I like the most. I like the drive tonight compared to the last two.
Both teams enter this week at 1-0, each coming off solid wins a week ago. Greeneville defeating one of their rivals. Also, Upperman knocking off Knoxville Webb in a dramatic 21-20 victory. They came right down to the wire. Greeneville with a 36-13 victory over Morristown West a week ago. I mentioned it is a trilogy. Round 3, Upperman has their biggest win in program history in 2023 when they travel to Burley Stadium and defeat the Greeneville Green Devils in dramatic fashion to advance to the state championship game. Greeneville gets a measure of revenge a season ago, 41-33 in an absolute shootout. Two opposite football games. Greeneville really liked that win. Upperman took notice of it. There was a huge celebration for the Green Devils, but now, as you mentioned, Jeremy, the drive a little bit better. For the first time, this rivalry transitions to Baxter. And Coach Dodgen, it is a big-time home field advantage for this Upperman team. The Hive is ready to rock and try and spur Upperman to taking this best 2 out of 3 trilogy.
Yes, and we've got both coaches. You've got the number 3 team in the state with Greeneville, as you alluded to, and the number 5 team, Upperman. We talked to both coaches on the Tee Up Coaches Show a few minutes ago. Coach Spradling of the number 3 ranked Greeneville Green Devils, real simple. Got to control the ball. They can't let Upperman have 12, 13-minute drives and let them drive down the field. Got to make Upperman become a passing team, which allows, if they can get him off the field, allows him to put his athletes on the field and let them do some work there on the offensive side. Coach Kane of the 5th-ranked Bees, Coach Kane wants to control the clock. No shocker there, as everybody knows what he wants to do there. Coach Kane's biggest concern was he wanted to see tonight who could make a play for his team on the special teams. Special teams was a little bit of an issue for him last week. Wanted to adjust and fix that. And also his quarterback play. Got to see which one of his quarterbacks is going to step up and make plays for this team tonight. You know about Colton Johnson. But what other player on the offensive side of the ball is going to make plays for the Bees tonight?
That's Coach Dodgen with the tee-up keys to the game, and 2 head coaches that are 2 of the best in the state. Eddie Spradlin in his 7th season at Greeneville. He was the defensive coordinator there before taking over a head coach, 65-12-1. It has been the premier football program in the Upper Cumberland in the last 9 seasons under Adam Kane here in Baxter in his 9th season, an 86-17 record. Here at Upperman, 112-27 all-time as a head coach. Was head coach at Sequatchie County before coming here to Upperman. And the Bees back at home for their 2nd straight week after going 5-2 here 1 season ago, 5-0 or 5-1 rather in the regular season here at Billy C. Rogers Stadium. And styles make fights, Jeremy. Last week's game of the week, 2 teams that wanted to play a very similar style. Today could not be more opposite, more similar to the 2023 matchup in terms of style. Upperman, you're not going to see 5 wide like you saw virtually the entire game a season ago with Bronston Chaffin at the quarterback position. They're back to their roots. It is power, counter, quarterback run, wing tee stuff as well with Coach Adam Kane. They want to run the football. On the other side, Greeneville, Kane Ricker, the senior quarterback, 10 of 11, 305 yards and 3 touchdowns in his first varsity start a week ago. They want to throw it out with Taryn Clarity on the outside, who had 148 receiving yards. Upperman's question mark, the secondary. Greeneville's question mark, the defensive line. It all makes for a fantastic football game and one that has a lot of intrigue when it's trying to figure out what's the script of this football game going to be.
Yeah, and you look at these matchups early in the season, you just simply don't know what either team has. Hey, in a couple hours, we're going to know. Because at the end of the day, what other measuring stick could you look for, especially in this classification with this matchup? But I'm anxious to see if Greeneville's defensive line or Upperman's secondary, who steps up and who grows up tonight.
And Coach Dodgen, one thing that can't be overstated, the importance of this game being here. Greeneville elects to come. You've done a lot of long road trips with your girls basketball team as head coach of the White County Warriorettes. The decision of whether to go a day early or go the day of, Coach Spradlin said he learned from George Quarles, if you can sleep in your own bed, you sleep in your own bed. But that means Greeneville's been on a bus a lot of time today. Stopped in Crossville for lunch, did a walkthrough, and then came here to Baxter. What kind of impact does that travel have on a football team, with this being the first time these two teams meet on this grass field?
Coach Spradling alluded to that also in the pregame when we talked. He said we're treating this as a playoff type game. You know, in the playoffs, you got to make 2 and 3 hour trips sometimes in those early rounds, and it's something that his team's not uncommon to. But he said, you know what, it's an early test for our kids, and what way to go test it against a team that's won a region championship the last couple of years, and it advanced in the playoffs a long way over a long time. A lot of respect from both of these coaches for each other's programs, but I can promise you that respect will go out the door when it kicks off.
It's going to turn into a rowdy atmosphere, and you hit on something, the rivalry aspect, Jeremy. With Alcoa coming in, they obviously go right into this group, but you think about the past half decade or so in Class 4A among all sports, probably the two premier athletic programs in Class 4A in basketball, or in Class 4A in football and in Class 3A in basketball. Boys basketball teams have met in state tournaments. Girls basketball teams have met in state tournaments. Obviously the state semifinal as well, and the baseball rivalry, maybe the biggest of them all, meeting in that classic state championship game, also meeting in the state tournament 2 seasons ago. The end result is it doesn't feel like a matchup between two teams separated by over 3 hours of drive time on a bus. It feels like it does when Upperman plays an Upper Cumberland opponent. It feels like it does in here when Upperman welcomes in the White County Warriors, like it does when they welcome in the Macon County Tigers. This place is revved up, and it's a B team that feels disrespected. They've read the chatter all week. They have to have a passing game to have any chance. People saying they're not even a top 10 team in the state of Tennessee. And one thing we have learned, guys, in his 9 seasons here in Baxter, Upperman, when they are disrespected, is when they are absolutely at their most dangerous.
Exactly. And here's the thing. Every year you deal with roster changes. You know, now you're dealing with transfers in and transfers out. But at the end of the day, Coach Spradlin, Coach Kane, they are the ones that just keep these teams grounded. And success is obvious. Look at their records. Both teams, they handle the ebbs and flows and the ups and downs, and they keep being successful.
This is the Crouch Team with Highlands Lake Real Estate pregame show, and it is the high school football game of the week presented by Mayberry's Furniture. Upperman football is presented by Gentry's Power Equipment all season long as well in all sports. We appreciate them for being along for the ride. None of this happens without the sponsors, and it is a very busy night across the Quality Family UCR Media Network. We are here on the main page over on UCR2, a big one. Tim Case, Jeff Wheely. Welcome to the team, Jeff Wheely. And the lovely Madison McKay producing things from Pat Parker Memorial Field as Westmoreland takes on Macon County in a big rivalry matchup between a couple of 1-0 football teams. By the way, Goose did a little pregame video for them when they come out. It's the 100th season of Macon County football. We're going to post it in the morning. Ooh. Unironically, those bleachers may come down when this thing plays. When I say it may be the best thing he's ever put together, it may be the best thing he's ever put together. I'll have to show it to you, Jeremy. Remind me tonight. You'll see it tomorrow on our social media pages because it is incredible. That game over on UCR2. Over on UCR3. How about what Cookeville did a week ago? The Cavaliers welcome in Franklin Road Academy tonight. The great Jacob Vincent and Wes Shanks on the call there on UCR3. UCR4, an audio broadcast worth $400 as Livingston Academy takes on Warren County. If you want the video of that game, you can see it on the Warren County Sports Authority's page. The audio is live with Craig and Josh over on UCR4 tonight. We'll keep you updated on every other game around the Upper Cumberland as well and beyond. Some very interesting matchups, but this is the #1 matchup in the state of Tennessee tonight. The 3rd-ranked Greeneville Green Devils against the 5th-ranked Upperman Bees. The winner of this game tonight, more likely than not, wakes up Monday morning the #2 ranked team in the state of Tennessee in Class 4A behind Alcoa. Moments away from the coin toss. We'll bring that to you live with Coach Dodgen there on the sideline. Captains for Upperman tonight. Number 11, Gunnar Block. Number 64 is Kevin Willman. And number 74 is Diego Alvarez. And those last two names anchor an offensive line that so far appears to be maybe the best offensive line of the Adam Kane era. You look at the right side of that offensive line, Noah Tarver at 6'3", 255 pounds. Division I offers to schools like UT Martin. Diego Alvarez, 6 foot, 255 pounds. The left tackle, Kevin Willman at 6'4", 270. And you can't talk about the offensive line without talking about the young man who's going to get paid a lot of money at the next level. Colton Johnson at the tight end spot. Typically on the right side of that offensive line, Jeremy, when they can line up Colton Johnson, Noah Tarver, Diego Alvarez, and Jude Fitzpatrick in the backfield, either in the tailback position or at the H-back spot, Upperman feels like their biggest advantage in the game is along the offensive line.
And like you said it a moment ago, is Greeneville, if they have an Achilles heel or if they have what is perceived a weakness, is their defensive line. So at the end of the day, it is strength versus weakness.
Let's go to the coin toss here with Coach Dodgen. If we can get it. Looks like we're not going to get it. Coach Dodge is going to come back on and tell us exactly what happens as he's down there in the middle of it. No problem there. But continue on, Jeremy. The battle in the trench is going to be critical. Greeneville knows that's why Coach Spradlin said that one of the keys to the game is third down defense as Upperman wins the toss.
Upperman wins the toss, and they defer to the second half.
So that was a question. I talked to Coach Kane about that this week. Said, any interest in taking the ball, trying to take the air out of the ball early? He said, I really like to have the ball out of halftime with the opportunity to make some adjustments. Greeneville's looking for an explosive start. Guys, I don't think it would surprise any of us if one of the first couple plays of the game is a deep shot from Kane Ricker looking for Taryn Clarity to fire up the Greeneville fans who have made the trip from East Tennessee.
I'm honestly, Noah, something early in the broadcast I'm hung up on is the lovely Josh Bowles. I'm still hung up on that. I'm not buying that yet, but I'm looking to see how good of a job he does.
He got confused there early, Jeremy, and had to fix it late.
I'm just complimenting Josh. He is lovely. We welcome into the game of the week.
Lovely with a beard. I've not really
lovely
been there.
is relative, I would say.
Okay.
We're going to have a lot of fun tonight, if you couldn't tell already.
And here's something with Greeneville taking the football first. Coach Spradling talked about they needed to get on the board early to give their young team a little bit of confidence right here on the road.
Here come the bees. The milk jugs are out. The godforsaken train horns are out, and we are set for a heavyweight fight tonight in Baxter. The Greeneville Green Devils on the road in their white uniforms, white pants, green numbers, and letters with Green Devils across the chest. Upperman, their new home white uniforms, white pants, white numbers, and letters with gold trim, and Baxter across the chest. We are live on the main UCR Facebook page and YouTube channel. Happy to be along with you in the Thompson Machinery and Cat Rental Store broadcast booth. I'm Noah McKay. That's Jeremy Tollison. Coach Michael Dodgen on the sidelines. Josh Bowles in the booth. And the GOAT, Michael Lindsay. Goose on the sidelines getting content for UpperCumberlandReporter.com. All hands on deck tonight for the premier game in the state of Tennessee. Let us know in the comments section who you are, where you're watching from, who you're cheering for. Hit that like button, follow or subscribe to the page, and share the stream so that everybody can watch along with you. Austin Roberts is going to be the kicker today. No William Shea. They had been running two different kickers. Austin Roberts has done everything in the kicking game, but there is a distinct advantage for Greeneville in the power department. Their kicker can put it through the end zone in Gannon Cogdill. Austin Roberts has not shown the ability to do that for Upperman.
One thing real quick, Greeneville passes the eye test. It looks like athleticism all over the field.
Back deep to receive this kick for Greeneville. Standing on his own 5-yard line is Zy Neal. Austin Roberts puts his hand in the air. Let's get it on. And Baxter, pretty good kick for Roberts, but it's right to the ever-dangerous Taryn Clarity. Fields it on the 18-yard line. Stutter steps to the 25, breaks a tackle to the 30, and there he goes to the 40, 45, 50. Block in, chases Roberts, can't make the tackle, and he's gone. Touchdown, Greeneville. Taryn Clarity out of nowhere, and a huge haymaker thrown for Greeneville. Couple of B's down behind the play, including Liam Schaefer, a two-way starter, but Taryn Clarity cribs it, shows the explosiveness, and what a start for the Green Devils.
And if Greeneville, like Coach Dodgen was saying, was looking for a fast start, holy cow, here we go.
A tremendous return. No real place you can kick it with Neal on the back end. Clarity there. Would not recommend kicking it to Taryn Clarity. We said this could be a game with quick drives for Greeneville and long drives for Upperman. They didn't even need a drive. 14 seconds in, it's 6-0. And Cogdell, who went 4-5 a week ago on their home field, now lines up for the extra point. Snap is good, hold is down, the kick is up, and a perfect start for the Greeneville Green Devils as Taryn Clarity with a kickoff return for a touchdown of about 82 yards, and they have completely taken this home crowd out of the game. Exactly the start that Greeneville wanted, Coach.
And you go back to what Coach Kane alluded to in the pregame, special teams are going to be a big key, and he was real concerned about the special teams game here early on, and it showed right there on the 82-yard.
Upperman has not allowed many kickoff returns for a touchdown. Thinking back in the Adam Kane era, they do there, and exactly the start you want if you're the Green Devils coaching staff on the road. Upperman was very, very good in the return game a week ago against Knoxville Webb. They love an answer, but one weapon that this Green Devil team has is Cogdell has the ability, if he connects, to put it in the end zone for a touchback. Greeneville did give up a kickoff return for a touchdown a week ago, and it's going to be Gavin Frazier. We'll talk about him a lot tonight. And Gunnar Block back deep to receive alongside Jack Smith on this return. Kickoff return for a touchdown for Taryn Clarity. And we gives Greeneville a 7-0 lead. And we are still just 14 seconds into this ball game. Cogdell on to boom this one away. Upperman will look to flip the script in a hurry, an offense designed to go slow and methodically. Bees went down 7-0 a week ago as Cogdell races up and booms this one away, but it looks like it will be returnable. It'll be fielded by Gunnar Block on the 4-yard line. Block lines up the blockers to the 15. He reverses field left side, and Gunnar Block in space now. Look at him go to the 35, 40, 40, and out of bounds. A flag is down, however, right where he sprung that one. This one could be coming back, and Upperman won't be happy. They feel like Liam Schaefer may have taken a block in the back on Clarity's kickoff return for a touchdown, and we'll see what the call is here. It is against the Bees.
Yeah, a great return there by Block. Unfortunately, the holding penalty takes them back to inside the 20-yard line. Just a tough situation there.
1st and 10 Upperman as they will mark it back. Looks like the penalty occurred about the 29. So that puts them all the way back to the 19. And just the exact opposite of the start you wanted if you're Adam Kane in a game like this. Big crowd tuning in already. We welcome you in wherever you're watching from. Now we've got some Greeneville fans tuning in, maybe listening over to Ron Metcalf and Greeneville's radio feed. We get it. If you're a Greeneville fan, you're probably not going to like our commentary too much. And what kind of offense will we see today for Upperman? And it looks like they're going to start with Jack Smith at quarterback. It had been Gavin Gillespie, but got word that Jack Smith's going to play some at quarterback, a little more playmaking ability there. On the power read, he'll keep it up the middle. Smith will be cut down after a gain of about 2.5 yards. And it's one of the interesting things, make it 3, is it'll be 2nd and 7. Upperman is completely comfortable, Jeremy, in 2nd and 7 situations. Why does Jack Smith start at quarterback? Well, they need a little more quarterback run with the lack of passing game. Now it will be Gavin Gillespie going in. The transfer in from Cookeville. Gavin Frazier in the backfield as well. He's a transfer from DeKalb County, just a sophomore. Gillespie, a senior. And Jude Fitzpatrick, after a dominant game a week ago, he'll carry the ball a lot tonight as well. We expect to see a lot of wing T stuff today, but hey, I said you wouldn't see this at all. Empty set for the Bees. Why not? Trips out to the right, one to the left for Gillespie. Takes the snap, he's dropping back to pass, rolls to his right, fires to Gunnar Block, who is wide open, makes the catch, and Block will be escorted out of bounds, but not before. A Baxter Pharmacy and Gary Maxwell Insurance first down, and Jeremy, that's one thing Upperman's going to have tonight, the ability to just do something in the passing game.
Exactly, and what you've got to do, especially in that empty set, 5 wide, is open this defense up from Greeneville, and it just plays right into your game.
First and 10, Upperman from their own 30-yard line. Greeneville scores on the opening play with a kickoff return for a touchdown. Now it's the Ole Miss commit. Colton Johnson in the backfield picks up a low snap. Going to keep it around right side, and this one's coming back. A clear hold as one of the Green Devils shot through the gap on the low snap. Colton Johnson got one, but the second penalty already against the Bees is going to turn this thing from 1st and 10 to 1st and 20.
And what you can't do if you're Upperman is shoot yourself in the foot. You know, just a handful of plays, 2 holding penalties already. You cannot play behind the sticks against a team of this caliber.
An entirely incapable offense of converting from 1st and 20. This is not what they are built for in any way, shape, or form. Offensive line for Upperman today, Kevin Willman, I'll get it right. Tucker Heron, Dalton Pennycuff, Diego Alvarez, and Big Noah Tarver on the right side. He's got Colton Johnson, the tight end, number 9 ranked tight end in the nation. As for the first time, Upperman will go into their wing concepts. Under center is Gavin Gillespie. Motion man is Smith. Take the snap, give it to Smith on the jet sweep. He breaks 1 tackle and then is pushed backwards and down. Kane Ricker, who's the starting quarterback, in there to make the stop, and it's going to be 2nd and 17 for the Bees.
Really good job by Ricker there to stay at home and just make sure that play can't get outside and clean that up.
9:41 to go in the opening quarter. 7-0 Greeneville after returning the opening kickoff for a score. 5 games across the network tonight. We'll keep you updated on them as we move through on the scoreboard, which is presented by SK Creations. Gillespie going to remain under center here on 2nd and long after the holding penalty. Takes the snap. Going to give up the middle, and again, just an offense that's not built to go behind the sticks like they were a year ago. Those holding penalties are nearly automatic drive killers. Nothing doing on that carry, and it'll bring up 3rd down and 14.
And one thing Upperman's going to not want to see at all is trying to pass the ball in obvious passing situations. Like you said, that is not playing into their strengths, and it is just an Achilles heel. 3rd and more than 10.
3rd and 14 upcoming here for the Bees, and we'll see what they have. As they have in years past, somebody will come in. This time it's Logan Choice with the play to try and save the legs of the quarterback. A little bit different. Why you need Bronston Chaffin's legs saved, but already down to 5 at the play clock. That's what Upperman wants to do tonight. Run it all the way down, but Gillespie's running out of time, and it's going to be a delay of game unless Adam Kane called timeout. He did. Took too long to get the play in there for the Bees. And if you're Greeneville, you have to love everything that's happened in the opening 4 minutes or so of this contest.
Yeah, and what you can't do if you're Greeneville is allow the Upperman fans to get in this game or the Upperman team to get in this game, and they have absolutely silenced that pretty quickly. Now, listen, there's a lot of football left. It has been a long time since I've seen an Upperman crowd this quiet.
We'll let you know the scores as we move forward to the other games. Here, it is 3rd down and 14 for the Bees with 8.5 to go in quarter number 1. Greeneville leading 7-0. First offensive drive for Upperman. And what will they draw up here? Is it this surrender run and see if you pop something and punt, or will they allow Gavin Gillespie to take a shot somewhere? The backup quarterback is Dylan Hewish, a freshman they really like, but he's a freshman, and this is a big game to see him. The senior Gillespie calls the shots here. He's got trips out to the left, including big Colton Johnson. Gillespie takes the snap, going to fire it backwards to Frazier in the backfield. Frazier looking at 18 different Green Devils. Will be dumped out of bounds, but here going to get a get-out-of-jail-free card. A late flag comes in as there was some things said, and I think this is going to be on Greeneville, and if it is a get-out-of-jail-free card for Upperman, and the one that they will have needed in the worst possible way. You know our officiating crew tonight, Jeremy.
A great,
experienced one.
Listen, very experienced crew. Mr. Tinsley over there on the sideline.
Wow, it is unsportsmanlike conduct against Greeneville, and it is a Baxter Pharmacy and Gary Maxwell Insurance first down for the Bees at a time where they very much needed it.
And Noah, that was something that Coach Spradling talked about before the game. They had a lot of penalties last week that affected drives for their opponent last week, and he needed to clean that up.
Hey, let's make sure that we make a note of that. That's on Cole Smith, number 21. He's got one. We just got to, if he gets another, big-time trouble.
And Upperman with new life here, 1st and 10 on the 43-yard line, working left to right on your screen. We're also live on the Hub Plus Roku app tonight if you're tuning in there. Gillespie takes the snap, gives to Frazier up the middle, and the first time this big offensive line creates a crease. Gain of about 7, it's 2nd and 3, and if Upperman's in 2nd and 3, they'll have a lot of success on offense tonight.
Absolutely, and then all of a sudden, Upperman crowd starts getting back into it. So, listen, a lot of football left. Upperman's starting to grab a hold of the momentum a little bit. let's see what they do with it.
A huge penalty called on the personal foul for unsportsmanlike conduct against Greeneville. And that's, listen, let's call a spade a spade. The last few years we've been in Greeneville with East Tennessee crews, and we've said, hey, wish we were with an Upper Cumberland crew tonight. If you get an Upper Cumberland crew tonight, see if that plays any sort of a role. To the right for Gavin Gillespie. Haven't seen Jude Fitzpatrick in the backfield yet. They're going to roll with Gavin Frazier up the middle. Frazier will be wrapped up, thrown forward for about a yard. It'll be 3rd and short. Anytime Upperman's in 4th and 2 or less tonight, just a spoiler alert, they're going to go for it as Cole Smith, who had that penalty called on him, wraps him up and makes the tackle. It's 3rd and a yard.
Really good play there by Alvarez just to close up that A gap and stop the run. Just really strong play there.
Gustavo Alvarez, the 5'10", 230-pound defensive tackle. The defensive line is Ty Ribbon, Caden Hershey, Gustavo Alvarez, and they're trying to fill up space. Sometimes they go to a 4-down look. Caleb Smith will walk down, or Jude Dyer on the other side. 3rd down and a yard for Gillespie and company. Gavin takes the snap, gives to Gavin Frazier. He's got the 1st down and more. Gillespie to the 40. It's a Gary Maxwell Insurance and Baxter Pharmacy 1st down. Upperman's on the move now into Greeneville territory.
Tell you, Ricker probably saved at minimum a 20-yard rush. Probably saved a touchdown.
Kane Ricker, the quarterback who plays both ways, made the game-sealing interception a season ago in that classic at Burley Stadium. Here he makes a touchdown-saving tackle, and not before the chains move, and you look up at the clock, all of a sudden, Greeneville scored 14 seconds into the game. We're now midway through the first quarter, and Upperman is just past midfield with a 1st and 10. Could be a quick one tonight when Upperman has the football. They're going to run the clock down. They go back to Jack Smith at quarterback. Gavin Frazier there as well. Smith can throw the football. Smith takes the snap. He's not going to do it this time, though, around left side with numbers. There he goes to the 35, and right on schedule are the Bees. Another gain of 7+, make it 8. It's 2nd and 2 as Jack Smith carries it for a positive gain.
Cole Smith shakes off that unsportsmanlike, makes a good tackle there on the edge.
And it's a sideline warning against Greeneville. It is a chippy game. It's going to be that sort of environment tonight. It may not be the last personal foul. Probably definitely won't be the last personal foul, sideline warnings and the like.
I will tell you one thing with this crew. I will tell you one thing, they will not put up with this nonsense.
Yeah.
As much as I know them, and I love them all, but they will not put up with nonsense.
The chirping is not going to be tolerated tonight.
It will not be tolerated.
2nd down and 2 out to the right, and they're going to stay with Smith at quarterback. New look, did not show this a week ago. Here's Smith with a head of steam. He's got a 1st down and more. Stiff arm forward, Jack Smith. The ball is out on the ground. Everybody's pointing. Greeneville thinks they have it.
Ball.
And they do. In the pile-up, they rip the football away from Jack Smith, and the Green Devils come away with a turnover just as the Bees were nearing the red zone.
And guys, right there, no one knew the ball was on the ground, even both teams, until a beanbag was thrown from the right side, and then you saw people diving on it.
1st and 10, Greeneville, first offensive possession for them after scoring on the opening kickoff. Kane Ricker in this explosive downfield passing attack, and this is a tall task tonight for a very young Upperman secondary, led by their freshman, who they very much like, number 28, Memphis Green. He's currently lined up on the other side of Zy Neal. Snap taken, and that's not the idea. Buried in the backfield. Jude Dyer with nowhere to run. You run against this Upperman defense, that's what happens. It's 2nd and long. I mean, they almost took the handoff for him in the backfield on that one. Instant replay presented by our friends at Henry Brothers Roofing. Trips out to the left, one to the right. Greeneville's going to try to establish the run, but their success will come through the air this evening. Trips out to the left, one to the right. Gunner block it, free safety has a tall task. Ricker with time, looking right, fires deep downfield, looking for clarity, leaves his man in the dust, and it's another touchdown for Taryn Clarity. Defender fell down. Taryn Clarity has 2 touches. He has 2 touchdowns, and we're just at the midway point of the opening quarter.
I'm afraid in that situation, their legs got tangled up a little bit. Clarity just a little bit stronger, able to stay upright. Defender goes down. Easy pass and catch when there's not a defender there.
Taryn Clarity for 6. Takes the opening kickoff, and that time one-on-one coverage on the outside, and if that's the game plan for Upperman, it's going to be a long, long night defensively because Greeneville is flat out better on the edge. in this game with guys like Taryn Clarity. Kicking it on. Snap, set, pretty good one. The kick is up, and after a bit of a low snap, a good job by the holder, and Cogdo nails it through. And just like that, Upperman was driving. Jeremy looked like they were going to get the answer. Fumble, 2 plays later, another quick drive, touchdown Greeneville. Nightmare script for the home team so far.
In that drive, we see some good things from Upperman. We see them, with some runs up the middle, some runs on the edge, mixing it up a little bit. But that drive just felt like penalties and obviously the big turnover. You just cannot shoot yourself in the foot against a team that is this good.
And a score update, guys. York takes 9 minutes off the clock. They are up 7-0 on White County.
And that is on the SK Creation scoreboard tonight. Keep you updated on these games as we go. Warren County led Livingston 7-0 with a touchdown 4 minutes into the game over on UCR 4. Holy cow.
As an official, that's your favorite thing to officiate.
Clock
Three
is
or
running.
4 yards at a time.
York is so much better.
Go get me some popcorn.
Well, and you talk about ball control. That's the old way that York wanted to do it for many, many years. And you know that, Jeremy, being an official, York's going to try to grind it out just like Upperman does every night.
Absolutely.
Upperman trying to grind it out. That's going to be easier said than done. Already down 14-0. Still a lot of time, but if they don't score on this drive, it could be a long night. As Cogdell boots this one, very returnable. Under it is Frazier. It goes right through his arms. He'll pick it up, and he's crunched immediately on the 20-yard line. And, Jeremy, this game reminds me a little bit of a game we did, 2023, Week 3, Upperman-Macon County here. Macon County raced out to a 3-score lead in the first half. Upperman ended up winning that game. I'm not saying that's what's going to happen tonight. I bring it up to say the last time Upperman was truly shell-shocked off the rip by a team was probably that long ago.
It is, and if you ask me to handpick a coach or a staff that can make adjustments or motivate a team, it's going to be hard-pressed to find a better staff or a better head coach than what's on this sideline here at Upperman.
Huge crowd watching on YouTube. We welcome you in tonight. Page up 14-0 in the Mid-State Game of the Week with Jonathan Hutton and Chad Withrow. Under center, Gillespie turns. He's going to hand off right up the middle as Upperman tries to get back into their ground and pound offense. A big pile up here, still allowing it to play on. The last time that happened, it ended up in a fumble. Instead, this carry for Jack Smith. They go right back to him. He'll move the ball for about 8 yards in a 2nd and 2 upcoming.
And if you're Upperman, obviously you get back to what you're good at. I mean, you can't score 14 points in one drive. You just have to control the clock, get 7 on the board, and then regroup on defense. You just got to give yourself a chance.
2nd and 2 upcoming here. Goose with an unbelievable text that'll never see the light of day. As Jude Fitzpatrick's now in the backfield. Under center is Gillespie. Takes the snap. You got to figure out where it is as a commentator as well. And whoever carried it, Jude Fitzpatrick moves the chains for a Baxter Pharmacy and Gary Maxwell Insurance first down. He's a bit hobbled, and that is something Upperman can't afford. He was dominant last week against Knox Webb. Just punishing. 24 carries, 138 yards, 2 touchdowns, 5.8 yards per carry. They're relying on him to lean on the defense. He's a bit hobbled, stretching out his left leg, but he does move the chains.
And, guys, you're talking about a hard-hitting football game between that Macon and Upperman game. This game right here started out. There's been some heavy hits here early on.
1st and 10 Upperman as they look for the answer here. A touchdown and all bets are off again. They don't score, it could get ugly. Pivotal moment here. Turn and hand off to Frazier. Frazier breaks 1 tackle and then will be pushed backwards. Got to about the 33-yard line, a gain of maybe 2.5, 3 yards. It'll be 2nd and 7.
Really impressed with Greeneville's pursuit to the ball. You haven't seen many one-on-one tackles. It's 3 guys, 5 guys surrounding the football. Really impressed with their group tackling.
Gunnar Block runs the play in. It's already at 20 seconds on the play clock. And again, Upperman wants to shorten this game. It's a lot easier to do in a 1-score game or when you're leading. Gets a lot tougher the more down you are. Gillespie going to go under center here. 1 receiver out wide, Gunnar Block to the right, under center Gillespie. Takes the snap, turns and hands to Frazier around left end. Frazier looking for the hole that does not develop. Well defended there by Greeneville. They'll take him down, no gain on the play. 3rd and 8 here for Upperman.
And again, Achilles heel for Upperman. You anything third and more than 5 is certainly odds are against you.
3rd down and 8 here for the Bees. With under 3 to play in a first quarter that's been dominated by the visitors. They wanted to come in and take the crowd out. They've completely taken this crowd out of the game so far. Frazier going to go into the gun. He'll send Colton Johnson gunner block. They simply have to get Colton Johnson involved in the passing game. Somehow, some way. The largest man on the football field. Frazier rolls out to the right. Gillespie does. Looks to block, who makes the catch. Tries to make a man miss, and he will be wrestled down at the 38-yard line, 37-yard line. The Upperman fans want a flag. They should not get one. It's a clean tackle in the open field. 4th down and 4. It would be a desperation move for Adam Kane to go, but this may be a moment that requires a little bit of desperation.
I see a timeout in their future.
One of the classic timeouts. He's just going to send the punting unit out here on 4th down and 4.
Call me crazy. I'm not the smartest guy in the world. 0 chance I'm kicking this to number 5.
Yeah, Taryn Clarity goes back. He's touched it twice. He's ended in the end zone both times. Colton Johnson's the punter, which always makes things a little bit interesting because he is a large human being with the football in his hands. Catches this one clean. Rugby-style kick. Oh, my goodness, what a punt. Booming punt. Fielded by Clarity at the 27-yard line. Clarity looks to break it to the outside. He will be wrapped up, and the Cavalry brings him down at the 40. A blatant hold goes uncalled on the edge, and that's what the Upperman fans aren't happy about. 1st and 10 Greeneville as they look to really virtually end this game, all things considered, with 1:35 to go in the first quarter.
When Clarity gets, especially through that first line of defense, it's like hold your breath because you're going to shoestring tackle him or it's a touchdown. I'll tell you, he's impressive.
That was a booming kick by Colton Johnson, about 50 yards in the air for the senior Ole Miss commit.
Colton Johnson's your kicker right now because the normal kicker is out.
William Shea out. He hurt his back. Mentioned Austin Robertson. Shea shared the kicking duties, but Shea was the punter, so Colton Johnson punts tonight. Clarity's now in the backfield with Kane Ricker for a Greeneville team that's in rhythm. He'll be flanked out wide. Upperman's out of position now. One receiver is completely uncovered in the slot. Ricker takes the snap, looking downfield right towards him. Here comes the pressure, rolls right, fires on the run. Receivers there. It's who I was talking about. They're about to score again. He's gone. 20, weaving upfield to the 10, to the 5, caught from behind and dropped on the 1-yard line. Nobody within a country mile of Braylon Kidwell. They brought Taryn Clarity out of the backfield, and this very young secondary for Upperman did not adjust to it, and Greeneville was about to take a 21-0 lead, barring something crazy happening.
Yeah, exactly. You're in zone there. You don't adjust. You don't roll over for that coverage, and all of a sudden, wide open receiver, about to punch another one in.
Greeneville with a dominant start. They go under center. Kane Ricker with the tush push, jumps over the top, and he's in for another touchdown. Touchdown Greeneville, and the Green Devils with a statement opening quarter here on the road in Baxter. It is 20-0.
This place is eerily
quiet as you will ever hear Billy C. Rogers Stadium, and there is zero flukiness about this score. Total dominance out of the road team here 11 minutes in.
Dominance by the road team, mistakes by the home team.
Cogdo on for the extra point. He's perfect so far. Another perfect snap, perfect hold, perfect kick. It is 21-0. This is the high school football game of the week presented by Mayberry's Furniture on the Quality Family, UCR Media Network.
Mayberry's Furniture has been family-owned and operated since 1946 and is now serving the Upper Cumberland with locations in both Crossville and Cookville, offering the largest array of solid wood furniture and mattresses in the area. They also provide a best price guarantee and in-house service and delivery. Stop into their 15,000 square foot showroom at 1020 South Willow Avenue in Cookville to see their selection of Amish solid wood, flex steel, Tempur-Pedic, Sealy Posturepedic, and much more today. Mayberry's Furniture is proud to be the presenting sponsor of the high school football game of the week on the UCR Media Network.
Dominant first quarter for the Greeneville Green Devils here on the road, 21-0. Just glancing the YouTube comments real quick. I didn't say it. We are Upper Cumberland Reporter. We are not unbiased tonight. Just so you're clear. So the one guy who keeps commenting, let's be unbiased commentator, that's a thing that will not happen because you see our sponsors are based in Baxter. So I don't care about you at all.
But we also will be very respectful.
We're telling you,
very good football
Greenville's
team.
Playing awesome.
Great football team.
Like, you got the wrong broadcast if you think that's what's going to happen tonight. As Cogdo booms this one away, Block ranges over to his left and fields it at the 10-yard line. To the 15. Block trying to line him up to the 20. Block, stutter steps to the 25. Block crunched from behind. Great pursuit shown off the edge. Block pops that onto his feet. It'll be 1st and 10 Upperman at about the 27-yard line. Very nice job in pursuit by 44 Colin Clark, the sophomore. Upperman has done some okay things on offense so far. The defense has been atrocious to this point. 1st and 10 upcoming here. Greeneville has run 4 offensive plays and scored 3 touchdowns.
Two rushing plays for 1 yard, 2 passing plays for 135 yards.
Score update, White County ties it 7-7 on a Tucker Pinion bootleg touchdown run.
It's on the SK Creations scoreboard.
In 30 seconds. Is that what it was? Compared to 9 minutes?
1st and 10 Upperman. Jack Smith back at quarterback. They're going to have to score on this drive if they want any chance. Smith up the middle. He's met in the hole. We'll spin forward. It's a nice job by Cole Smith, as they'll mark him down at the 28-yard line, a gain of 1.5 yards, 2nd and 9.
And listen, Upperman's got almost 60 yards rushing, so they've been able to be successful. They just, like you said, they just can't stop Greeneville.
Well, the goal for them today was to keep Greeneville's offense off the field with their offense.
I can tell why.
Not been able to do that so far in this opening quarter. This is probably the final play of the frame as we tick to 30 seconds and counting to go on the game clock. Under center, Gavin Gillespie, the quarterback. Looking to pop a big play. Snap taken, play fake, looking to throw. He's pressured and just throws it directly out of bounds. See if they say Jude Fitzpatrick's in the area or if that is intentional grounding. It is close to both.
I don't think it's intentional grounding. I don't think they'll call it.
I don't think so either, as he just kind of chucks it in the general direction of Jude Fitzpatrick. So it will be 3rd down and 8. And joke's on me. Clock stops with 10 seconds to go in this first quarter. Mayberry's Furniture, the presenting sponsor of the game of the week all season long. 2 locations to serve you, 1 in Crossville and 1 in Cookeville off of South Willow Avenue, and over 15,000 square foot showroom. Sale going on right now in the store. Go and tell them that we sent you. And that new couch that you've been needing, they'll take care of you at Mayberry's Furniture. 2 out to the left, 1 to the right here for Gavin Gillespie, as Upperman is in a huge hole, and they were not set. Coach Kane knew it. He burned his timeout before 5 more yards got taken off the clock. Gunner Block wasn't quite in position. So a timeout called on the field, and Jeremy, still a lot of football to be played. Priority number 1 with the football. Upperman's got to find a way to turn this into a 4th and short or get a 1st down, keep their offense on the field, and sustain a drive, or else you're looking at running clock territory very quickly.
Exactly, and all you can do if you're Upperman right now is just try to do what you do. Like you said, control the clock. Unfortunately, your passing game does not allow you to shift into a passing game, so you have to continue to do what you do, and just right now, honestly, kind of pray that you get 7 points on the board. And at the end of the day, if you can get 7 points on the board, if you can then maybe get a Greeneville stop, I mean, who knows? Who knows what happens? But so far, any indication is Greeneville, they came to play.
Well, Greeneville, we mentioned on the football show this week that Greeneville was a team that obviously everybody lost to Alcoa in the playoffs last year, and they wanted to show that they are the #1 contender in the east half of the bracket, in a space where Anderson County's played 2 very quality teams. They're 0-2, Upperman with no Bronston, Chaffin. What are they? Greeneville feels like they are a prime position to be that 2nd team, and they certainly looked the part so far tonight. Gillespie takes the snap on 3rd and 8, rolls out to his right. He's going to fire on the run, and it's intercepted. Threw it right to Zy Neal. Neal reversing field at the 30. He tries to get around Jude Fitzpatrick and does, but Frazier makes the tackle. But Zy Neal with the interception caps off as dominant of a quarter as you will ever see in this stadium. After 1, it's Greeneville 21, Upperman 0 in the high school football game of the week, presented by Mayberry's Furniture on the Quality Family, UCR Media Network.
Gentry's Power Equipment is your one-stop shop for all of your outdoor needs. Located at 755 Buffalo Valley Road in Cookeville, Gentry's Power Equipment is your local Steel and Exmark dealer. With a huge selection of outdoor power equipment, including chainsaws, blowers, trimmers, mowers, pressure washers, and more. They are your local shop for high-quality equipment. They can service your equipment too, locally owned and operated. Gentry's Power Equipment is a proud supporter of this broadcast on the UCR Media Network.
The South Willow Auto Clinic are your hometown auto doctors. Family owned and operated for over 5 decades, the South Willow Auto Clinic service all makes and models. As a full-service auto repair center, including diagnostic, transmission, and brake work, the South Willow Auto Clinic can get you back on the road quickly and at a great price. Stop in at 640 South Willow Avenue or call 931-528-2625 for all your auto repair needs. The South Willow Auto Clinic is a proud sponsor of this.
Greeneville 21-0. They get the interception at the end of the first quarter, and they are primed to end this game about 40 minutes of real time after the kickoff. Kane Ricker at quarterback. Takes the shotgun snap, gives to Jude Dyer. He's wrapped up immediately and dropped. Noah Tarver playing defense, gets in there for the stop, and the only thing that's been good so far for Upperman has been the run defense.
No, absolutely, and we knew that Upperman's defensive line, they would be able to run the ball on offense. They'd be able to stop the run on defense. But I'll tell you, just the athletes on the edge have just created such a mismatch.
Trips to the left, one to the right. Upperman with a very young secondary trying to adjust on the fly here. Ricker takes the snap, fires it to the outside. Neal just had the interception. Now he's got Greengrass in front. Neal will be cut down by Gunnar Block, who's playing his tail off right now. Greeneville goes down into the red zone to the 12-yard line on the doorstep of 28-0. Here very early on in the second quarter, 11:23 to play in the first half. And right now in the passing game, Greeneville's getting pretty much whatever they want. Defensively, they've been good enough against the run.
When they can get the ball outside the tackles, it's super successful.
I'll give you a stat line after this one. It may go up even after this one, but it'll tell you the story of the game. Ricker takes the snap, going to toss to the outside to Jude Dyer. Had a great performance a season ago. This one's coming back on a hold. Dyer gets wrapped up from behind by Colton Johnson. In case you want to know what Ole Miss looks like, watch 23 on this play off the edge. It comes back on a hold, but from the weak side, Johnson gets on his horse and wraps up Dyer from behind. Again, a holding penalty will turn this into 1st and 20. So after going 10 of 11 for 305 yards and 3 touchdowns a week ago, Kane Ricker is 3 of 3 for 154 yards and a touchdown. And he's run for a touchdown as well.
Not bad. Not bad.
That is the best stat line through 5 quarters I've ever seen a high school kid have. And that's saying something.
That's efficient, isn't it?
That is incredibly efficient. In the gun here on 1st and 20, Upperman trying to get some sort of momentum. Ricker drops back, rolls to his right, fires into the flat. Well, it was almost a car crash as Frazier was bearing down on Dyer. Throw a little bit off the mark, so Kane Ricker is mortal. It's 2nd down and 20.
I'll tell you, Frazier could have just seen that ball a little earlier. Maybe could have made a big play for Upperman to try to get them some momentum, because right now there is nothing going right for Upperman.
2nd down and 24. Receiver set here for the Green Devils. Ricker, 2nd and 20, might as well be 1st and 10. Drops back to pass, and that's why. Right over the middle for another catch. Had the big one on the last drive. Here's Braylon Kidwell near the line to gain. It'll be just short, but 3rd and very manageable. 3rd and a yard here for the Green Devils. Instant replay presented by Henry Brothers Roofing. 3rd down and a yard and a half here, as Upperman will change a couple of Bs. They'll get a little bit bigger up front as they send big 64 Kevin Willman, the 6'4", 270-pound senior, trying to plug the holes. Third down and 2. Ricker takes the snap, gives to Dyer up the middle. He turns to his left, and he sprints into the end zone for a Greeneville touchdown. The onslaught continues for the visitors, 27-0 with 9:49 to play in half number 1.
Just no answers for Upperman. And here's the thing is Upperman, other than a couple of penalties and obviously the turnover, they've played okay. Greeneville is just really good.
Greeneville has put on an absolute clinic right now. Cogdill has been perfect so far on PATs. His 4th is up, and his 4th is good. 9:49 to play in the first half. Greeneville 28, Upperman 0 in the high school football game of the week, presented by Mayberry's Furniture and Gentry's Power Equipment on the Quality Family, UCR Media Network.
At the Quality family, we believe care isn't just a service, it's a promise.
Whether you're bouncing back from surgery, navigating a serious illness, or need essential equipment to stay independent,
we provide skilled home health, compassionate hospice, and reliable DME services right where you need them most. At home.
Covering communities in Kentucky and Tennessee, we're in your corner.
The Quality family, trusted care right where life happens.
Livingston Regional Hospital is Livingston's hometown hospital. Located at 315 Oak Street, Livingston Regional Hospital provides compassionate quality care for all patients from local people you can trust, so you can count on them to treat you like family. Their excellent staff offers years of experience and training to meet the needs of all patients. They understand the importance of providing.
Apologies to our friends at Livingston Regional Hospital. You hear more from them momentarily, but they're ready to go. All Greeneville here still early on in this football game. 28-0 Green Devils with a fantastic start for them here.
Ball came off the tee. They're going to have to reset.
(13-7), Livingston Academy leads at Warren County tonight. That game over on UCR4 with an audio broadcast video on the Warren County Sports Authority. Cogdill puts the boot into this one. Gunnar Block fields this one cleanly at the 5-yard line. To the 10, 15, 20. Block stutter step, makes one man miss, then gets crunched down. Greeneville's pursuit has been impressive to this point. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Bees, looking for just anything to go their way, working right to left.
Let's see what they do if they try anything new here at quarterback. We mentioned Colton Johnson may jump in there. We mentioned, who knows, they may bring in Dylan Hewish. I mean, the freshman, they love him, may bring him in. They've got to figure something out to try to keep this Greeneville team honest, or they're just pinning their ears back to stop the run.
All Green Devils so far in this one. Jackson County leads midway, middle of the third quarter, 12-6 on the SK Creation scoreboard. And it's going to be Jack Smith back at quarterback. He'll take the snap, gives to Frazier over the right side. That's Jude Fitzpatrick. First big play of the game for Upperman. Fitzpatrick at the 45-50. Jude Fitzpatrick tight ropes and then is crunched out of bounds. A late flag is thrown. It's down at the 48. We'll see who this one is against, as one of the B linemen is a bit slow behind the play. Jude Fitzpatrick was the finisher a week ago. Here it's a block in the back, very late. I do think this will still be a first down for Upperman after they mark off the yardage, but it takes the explosive play and makes it a little bit less damaging for Greeneville.
And again, if you're Upperman, you're going to take a 15-yard gain, but man, that extra 15 yards in a game like this is huge.
And guys, if you could go back and look, the lineman that's down right now, he got cut really, really low by one of the defenders from Greeneville.
So there is a big lineman. We mentioned the strength of this offensive line. They showed it off on that play. Slow to get up. Reagan Lamb, one of the best trainers in the business, down there tending to him. And what you don't want in a game in which, quite frankly, guys, we don't say it this early, the outcome is no longer in doubt. You want to get out of here healthy. Both teams do in a game like this.
You know, and this game is a measuring stick game, but at the end of the day, it doesn't really mean anything on paper.
And now it is Dalton Pennycuff, who's the center. Sophomore, 6'1", 290 pounds. Got cut with the block. And he's walking off under his own power. That's good to see. 1st and 10, Upperman. It is a Gary Maxwell Insurance and Baxter Pharmacy first down. 9:34 to go. Upperman will receive the second half kickoff. They really want to take 9:34 off the clock and go down here and score going into the... Every time Greeneville touches it, with how this game has gone so far, it feels like they're going to score no matter how much time's on the clock.
Coach Dodgen talked about him being hit low. A lot of times the reason defenses do that, and it's hard as an official to pick up on that, is if you're pulling or if you're a lead blocker and you take out that lead blocker, it just opens up the cavalry to come in and make a tackle. You would hope that that wasn't on purpose.
We're going to talk about every game tonight later on, live from Rock and Roll Sushi, the Friday Night End Zone show presented by Rock and Roll Sushi. Jacob and myself will take calls from coaches, get reports as well, and break down every game across the Upper Cumberland tonight. Some good ones going down. This one has not been one of them yet. Still time for that to change. 28-0, 9:34 to go in the first half. Frazier at quarterback takes the snap. Gillespie at quarterback gives to Fitzpatrick. Going to try to lean on big Jude Fitzpatrick after a gain of maybe 2 yards. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Yeah, Jude Dyer there just really coming in, just not allowing Fitzpatrick to get an extra yard.
Make it 2nd and 7. They'll spot it all the way down to the 40, a gain of 3. Upperman has 2 problems. The offense has not scored, but they've shown some flashes. The defense has been a big issue so far. 2 to the left for Frazier, or Gillespie rather. They're both named Gavin. Hand off to Fitzpatrick again, tries to get around the edge, and he will not. Met immediately by a couple of different Green Devils, and they will stuff him down. Nothing doing. Loss of a yard on the play.
What you can't do is turn around and give this Greeneville offense the ball right back. They have got to get something going, or, I mean, this is going to be, I mean, I don't know how long it's been, especially in this home stadium, that a game like this has been such a business.
I misspoke earlier. It was actually Warren County who scored. Warren County leads Livingston in the second quarter, 14-7. Elsewhere, FRA is really, really good. They lead Cookeville 21-0 in the second quarter across the county.
I also think Cookeville's good.
And Coach Spradlin's going to call a timeout here. Talk about things with 8:09 to go. Haven't plugged it yet. Now's a good time to plug it. Tomorrow night.
What's going on tomorrow night?
One of the biggest games in Cookeville history. Top 25 matchup. One of two top 25 matchups in the nation in FCS football. Monmouth comes to town to take on their 14th ranked Tennessee Tech Golden Eagles in the brand new Tucker Stadium. Kickoff at 6 o'clock. We want you to come out to Tucker Stadium. Get a little portable radio, though, because you can listen to us in your ear. Myself, Justin, Coach Dodgen will be on the sidelines. Golden Eagle Sports Network, powered by UCR, live on Classic Rock 98.5 tomorrow. Starts with tailgates and tall boys 3 hours prior to kickoff. Justin will be a part of that. And then we'll take the reins 1 hour prior to kickoff with a countdown to kickoff show. All the action. Tech Monmouth on Classic Rock 98.5. We also have our Inside the Nest cam. You can see us in the booth. That'll be on our Facebook page, YouTube channel, same place you're watching this game. And if you want to listen to the velvety pipes of Jacob Vinson, you'll be on ESPN Plus with Sam Brooks tomorrow as Monmouth comes to town to take on Tech.
Score update there for you. White County takes the lead 14-7 over York. Cole Sims with a 56-yard touchdown
That's
run.
on the SK Creation scoreboard.
All I was going to say is how many UCR options there are for Tech football. It's amazing.
Snap taken here on 3rd and long. Up the middle goes Smith. He spins forward. What a run for Jack Smith. And down 28-0, you might as well go. It's 4th and 2 for the Bees on their own 45.
Well, Greeneville has proven that they can score from the 1-yard line
Correct.
or the 20-yard line from the other side. So pick your poise and go for it.
You might as well go. When you're down 28-0, 15 minutes into the football game, time to roll.
Is what it is.
And they will. Looks like they're going to stay in the Wildcat look. 2 receivers out to the right. Got to get to the 47. Smith with the hard count. They don't move. Check over. Coach Kane has another timeout in his pocket if he wants it. 10 seconds on the play clock. Jude Fitzpatrick is in the backfield with Jack Smith. Smith will take the snap. Will give to Fitzpatrick up the middle. He's trying to get forward. He'll be pushed backward. Nowhere close. Loss of half a yard, and domination continues for Greeneville. Turnover on downs. They'll take over on their own 44. And we called this a measuring stick game, Jeremy. There is no doubt about it. Greeneville measures up in a major way in this one. This is a really good team in Class 4A, and Upperman going to have to go back to the drawing board here with 7:16 to go in half number 1.
And I hope people understand what I'm saying here. I think that Upperman is a pretty good football team. Right now, I think Greeneville is elite. And I think this is more on how good Greeneville is as opposed to how –
we'll see how Greeneville plays this. Do they go for the kill shot with a
Yes,
deep
they
shot downfield? 2 in the backfield here. They scored the last time they did this. This time they'll take the snap, give. They're going for the halfback pass. Clarity chucks it up into the air, and it will just go out of bounds. Very dangerous as Gavin Frazier wrapped up Taryn Clarity. He already has 2 touchdowns in this game. He wanted another one in different fashion. Upperman defended that one very nicely. Upperman did a very nice job a week ago against Knoxville Webb adjusting. Gave up 14 points early and then changed on defense. It certainly was not this football game that we're seeing. But they're going to try to make some adjustments and at least keep this thing, well, from going completely off the rails.
Been a long time since you talked about a potential running clock against the Upperman.
There's been a lot of running clock games involving Upperman, but only
not on
one
that
way.
side.
Two out to the right, snap taken. Ricker gives up the middle, one cut, and Colton Johnson wraps up Dyer and will bring him down after a gain of about 7. It'll be third down and 3. And one thing, Greeneville, you got to imagine, especially with this lead, they're going quickly, and Upperman is not ready at all, trying to get substituted. And Coach Kane has to burn his last time out. That's a very, very good decision by Greeneville to just go as Upperman tried to sub. For Greeneville, when this game is this big of a gap, they didn't run the ball sensationally a week ago against Morristown West. They haven't run the ball great so far. So this is an opportunity for this coaching staff to figure out what works in their running game against a talented defensive line on the other side ahead of their region slate upcoming.
Yeah, I agree. And here, to me, if you're Upperman right now, it's gut check. It's gut check time. And Coach Kane is probably still figuring out this roster a little bit. It's like, who is going to fight and who could potentially lay down? I think you find a lot about the character of your football team as they continue to try to compete in a game where on the scoreboard it looks like that the game's over. But although the game on the scoreboard may be over, you still play for 2 more quarters. What does that look like?
Well, the lights just went out at Cookeville. Literally went out.
Sounds like Cookeville may have done that on purpose.
It was 27-0 or 28-0 when the lights went out. So,
but Jeremy, to your point, as a coach now, it's not about, hey, we got to get back this. It's play by play.
Correct.
Let's see which kids want to step up and make plays play by play, not for only this week, but for 7 or 8 more weeks down the road.
2 out to the right here. Third down and 2. Snap taken. Ricker's going to keep it himself. He can really run. Stutter steps. He's wrapped up and dropped. Upperman finally gets something positive. That's a fantastic play on the outside by Logan Choice, a guy they really like. Made a pick last week. Makes the TFL here. It's 4th down and 4 with 6.5 to go in the first half.
Hey, Coach, another layer to that is if you in your back pocket have thought, hey, what do I think this player would do if I put him in at wide receiver, if I put him in at running back, now's the time to give them an opportunity to see some stuff.
Absolutely.
Offense on the field here in no man's land. Kane Ricker does take the snap, drops back. Here comes pressure, fires downfield, and guess who got it? Taryn Clarity put 6 more on the board. It's absurd. Easy picking as the offensive line picks up the blitz, and Taryn Clarity has his 3rd touchdown in the first half.
And again, your job as an offense is to attack another team's weaknesses. You can't blame Greeneville. They're doing what works. It's been tough sledding running the ball, but you've just got the advantage with the skill on the outside in the passing game and do what works. Good for Greeneville.
6:03 to go in this game. Barring a big transformation, we'll have a second half that takes about 25 minutes. The kick is up, and the kick is good. 6:03 to go in the first half. It is all Green Devils. 35-0. Coverage presented by Mayberry's Furniture and Gentry's Power Equipment on the Quality Family, UCR Media Network.
Livingston Regional Hospital is Livingston's hometown hospital. Located at 315 Oak Street, Livingston Regional Hospital provides compassionate quality care for all patients from local people you can trust so you can count on them to treat you like family. Their excellent staff offers years of experience and training to meet the needs of all patients. They understand the importance of providing care in a professional and comforting manner. They're proud to partner with Livingston Academy Athletics through the LRH Sports Medicine team. Livingston Regional Hospital is a proud sponsor of this broadcast on the UCR Media Network.
Welcome back. It's time for an SK Creation scoreboard update. Coach Dodgen, what do you got?
You got Cole Sims with a 40-yard touchdown run as White County leads now 20-7 in the second quarter over York Institute.
An absolute dominant first half by the Greeneville Green Devils. 35-0. They've done whatever they've wanted so far in this football game. Upperman been tough sledding so far on defense. And it's just at the midway point. The clock's going to run the entire second half, but getting there may be a struggle for the Bees.
I mean, good day for Greeneville. Nice, pretty drive. You get to stop at Buc-ee's in Crossville for a little while, come down here, dominate a football game. Pretty good day.
Cogdo on to boom this one away, and he will. Gunnar Block He's explosive with the football in his hands, but he's got white jerseys looking at him everywhere. At the 15, he'll reverse field. Block looking for the edge, and he'll find it. Block to the 30, to the 35-40. Gunner Block, he's explosive, and he makes a big play as the Bees will start on their own 43-yard line after the return of about 30-plus yards for Gunner Block.
Oh, go ahead, Coach.
And, guys, you talk about Gunner Block. I mean, he's now had already 5 returns here, and every one of them's been 20 yards or more.
That's one area Greenville's going to have to work on, giving up a touchdown last year in the last week in the kick return game. Some explosive plays in a sea of awesome. Coaches are always looking for what to get better at. That's an area I'm sure this coaching staff will be working on.
One thing I was going to say is we wonder who's going to fight for Upperman. Ever since I refereed Gunner Block as like a 5-year-old playing basketball, I'm telling you, he is a fighter, and he will fight as long as there's 1 second on the clock.
One receiver goes out wide. Gavin Gillespie, the quarterback, trying to get him in tighter. And the coaches agree with him as Choice will move tighter. Under center goes Gillespie. Motion man is Smith. They'll give it to him. Smith looking for the edge. He breaks one tackle and cuts up. Look at the speed for Jack Smith. There he goes. Smith at the 40. He is taken down at the 32-yard line, but not before Baxter Pharmacy and Gary Maxwell Insurance first down for the Bees. There's been little flashes of the explosiveness we saw at times in the run game a week ago. Greenville's just been way better on a whole at making more consistent plays tonight.
And just like Coach Dodgen said, win this play, play this play, win this play, and that's what Upperman's looking to do right now.
Gavin Gillespie breaks huddle here with 20 on the play clock, 2 out to the left. He takes the snap, play fake, drops back, looking for Colton Johnson, and he will be taken down from behind, and it was certainly defensive pass interference. Flag comes in. Taryn Clarity got there early. He was in pretty good position, but you'll see he certainly got into Colton Johnson before the ball got
100%.
there. 100%.
Yep. And the thing is what you get is, yes, he reaches around him with that right hand, and he tries to sell the fact, but you've got him with your back left hand, plus he came through the right shoulder of Colton Johnson, and he, like I said, tried to sell the right hand, but way too much contact early.
Well, we're either going to have a very quick second half or the most dramatic game in the history of UCR. Stay tuned to find out which way it's going to go. One is overwhelmingly more likely than the other, but the Bees, for the first time tonight, look up and find themselves in the South Willow Auto Clinic and Turner Roofing red zone.
And start the second half with the football.
If you share the faith that we share, you believe in miracles as well. 3 out to the right, 1 to the left.
The Russian hockey team here.
Well, Dodgen is. He shouted them out before.
Same thing.
Gillespie, the quarterback, takes the snap, drops back. Here comes pressure off the edge. He rolls to his right, hit from behind, fires, and it's wrestled away.
Oh, no.
And it's going to be a pick 6. Oh, they'll say he stepped out of bounds. It is an interception, but stepping out of bounds is Michael Hurst, the junior. And what can go wrong has gone wrong for the Bees. It is 35-0. They're no longer in the red zone. The ball back to the Green Devils.
Also, guys, you got to Gunner Block's the playmaker for Upperman, but the other one they've got to find a way to get the football to is Colton Johnson.
Of course.
We're going to get Coach Dodgen's microphone working a little better. We're going to take the opportunity in a blowout to fix some of our stuff we got going on. 1st and 10 here for Greeneville, who has no reason to do anything but throw it to number 5. 35-0. Taryn Clarity has 3 touchdowns already, 2 receiving, 1 in the kickoff game. He set the tone with the kickoff return for a touchdown, and the tone that he set has not changed in the next 2 quarters of football.
And he tried to throw one.
Snap taken, play fake, fires it to him. Clarity in space, tries to reverse field. He'll be hit from behind by Alvarez and wrestled down after a gain of about 6, and that feels like a loss for how this game has gone so far. And there is a flag in the secondary. We could have a hold on the edge there as the wide receivers were out blocking for Taryn Clarity.
It also seems something may be dead ball, maybe some extracurricular activity.
It looked like the flag came in a little late right there.
Josh Bowles says yes to that, so I may be wrong. And you
the
guys
lovely
are
Josh
definitely
Bowles.
right. Exactly.
Illegal formation?
Everybody was wrong.
We have 2
Oh,
fouls.
that would be why.
Everybody's right.
And the personal foul, and I have no idea how that's ruled. Jeremy, you know better than us.
Well, you've got a live ball and you've got a dead ball, so you actually enforce both of them.
And it's going to be 1st and 10 because I can do -5 plus 10 plus 15, and that would be 15 yards.
Well, -5.
Plus 15, that would be 10 yards, which is enough for a first down.
Here we go.
It's going to be a gain of 10 and a first down for Greeneville. Math with the UCR crew.
Unorthodox.
This is a broadcast that's going to go off the rails in a hurry. 4:56 to go in the first half, and it's 35-0.
35-0. We have to bring the juice.
I have to be very buttoned up tomorrow. I do not have to be quite as buttoned up tonight. Trips out to the right, one to the left. Kane Ricker. Where does he want to throw is the question.
5.
Snap taken. It's 5. Taryn Clarity makes the catch, and there he goes. Watch the speed. Clarity to the 45. He'll be escorted out of bounds by Gunnar Block just past midfield. It is 16 yards in their sleep for Greeneville. They move the chains again. And this is where you're going to see Coach Kane really coach his tail off because he's got some young guys in this secondary who were not quite ready for a game, an opponent of this magnitude, but he knows in the next 3 years they're going to have to be ready for opponents of this magnitude. It's where a lot of people will tune out, Jeremy, but this is as important as any other moment for this Upperman coaching staff.
Completely agree. And the thing is if I'm reading the schedule, they're at Farragut next week.
And Farragut's pretty down, so they'll have an opportunity to have some success, but another 6A opponent looming on the other side.
Then
Farragut's got a great athletic director too, guys.
It's Coach Dodgen's dad. Trips out to the left, one to the right. Snap taken. They're just firing bubble screens all day long. This is Zion Neal's opportunity to make a big play, and there he goes. Neal will be tight-roped out of bounds again. It's to the 30-yard line. Listen, this game's going terribly for Upperman. Everybody understands that. Gunnar Block, every play that has been made in this game so far has been made by Gunnar Block.
He's a dog and has been for a while.
He again gets Neal out of bounds with 4:33 to go. Unironically, this is the longest drive of the game so far for Greeneville.
Wow.
Kane Ricker is 7 of 8 for 250 yards and 2 touchdowns. Taryn Clarity has 2 catches for 58 yards, 59 yards and 2 touchdowns. Around left side, Jude Dyer breaks 1 tackle, and then he'll be wrestled down. There's Memphis Garrett, mentioned the freshman. They're really high on him in the secondary. Memphis Green. He's able to get Dyer down after a gain of 8. It'll be 2nd and 2. Greeneville upping the tempo just a little bit here with 4:15 and counting to go in half number 1.
Score update real quick. Noah York counters and scores. It's 20-14 with 26 seconds to go.
Kane Ricker keeps it up the middle. He weaves through traffic. Ricker then runs over a defender. Taken down at about the 5-yard line. A physical finish for Kane Ricker. Greeneville has answered the call in this game so far, and their quarterback shows a little moxie on that carry. It's 1st and goal.
And again, what opens that up? Those bubble screens, the passing game, and then all of a sudden you run the ball up the middle and the defense isn't there.
2 out to the right, 1 to the left here for Ricker. Takes the shotgun snap, gives to Dyer. He's crunched. Upperman went with their big front, and they flexed on that one up the middle. That's the one area defensively that's been pretty good for Upperman tonight. That run defense in the middle against these inside zone runs for Greeneville. Everybody was in the backfield on that one up front. No doubt about it, there's going to be teams around Region 4-4A licking their chops. They all took their lumps this season to go to this Upperman team. Only one team has beat them in the regular season in region play under Adam Kane, but I know several others who are going to feel like they got a chance this year. But Greeneville is not your average 4A football team. Dyer goes up the middle. He's wrapped up from behind again. Flag is thrown. And, guys, I'm going to present something here is making the stop as big 71 Noah Tarver again. I think you decline this penalty if you're Adam Kane and keep it 3rd and goal in the 5. I don't think you want more space
Completely
for
agree.
Greeneville to throw the football around in. It's a hold against Greeneville. He's going to take it, but you can force 3rd and goal from the 5. Instead, it's going to be 2nd and goal from back at the 15, which I'm literally not kidding, I think is better for Greeneville.
Completely agree.
Later on tonight, Friday Night End Zone Show presented and live from Rock and Roll Sushi in Cookeville. A lot to talk about tonight. Two to the right, Ricker in the gun. I would throw it to one of those two on the outside. They're going to carry it instead, spinning to the left. What a move in empty space. Now making a man miss into the end zone. Touchdown, Greeneville. Jordan Mills, his first carry of the night. And in open space, just a tremendous move as a flag comes in for some extracurriculars. Mills into the end zone, and the onslaught continues for the visitors. 2:34 to go in the first half. It's 41-0.
And there's not much we can say that's not been said. Greeneville is a dang good football team, and Upperman, unfortunately, is getting the business end of that deal right now.
The penalty is on Greeneville, and it will be enforced on the kickoff. 2:34 to go in half number one. Clock going to run the entire second half. At halftime, Coach Dodgen will talk with Athletic Director Jimmy Maynard about some of the things going on here at Upperman High School. We're doing that every week with an administrator or a coach from the host school with the game of the week. And a lot of good things happening at Upperman Athletics football program, and then the volleyball program, every bit a 2A state championship contender. Great week they've had as the kick is up and the extra point is good. 2:34 to go in half number one. Greeneville leads 42-0. Coverage presented by Mayberry's Furniture on the Quality Family, UCR Media Network.
Citizens Bank is proud to be the presenting sponsor of Proving Ground with the Gordonsville Tigers. Citizens Bank has been the same bank with the same name, proudly serving our neighbors since 1929. Founded in Carthage and still locally owned, Citizens Bank is committed to supporting our communities, schools, families, and local businesses across Smith, White, and Putnam counties. With 7 convenient offices and a 5-star rating from Bauer Financial, we bring strength, service, and hometown banking you can trust. Member FDIC. Rock and Roll Sushi is the Upper Cumberland's home for bold flavors in a rocking environment. Featuring delicious and unique sushi, ramen, and hibachi options, along with a full bar, they've got what it takes to make your game day dining experience great. Stop in at 541 South Willow Avenue in Cookeville so their friendly staff can take care of you, or order online at rockandrollsushi.com. Rock and Roll Sushi is proud to be the presenting sponsor of the Friday Night End Zone Show on the UCR Media Network.
Greeneville's lead continues to swell. 42-0 off another turnover. 2:34 to go. Upperman's been okay offensively in between the 20s, but a couple of picks, a fumble mixed in, and Greeneville has scored at will, and they've gotten 3 bonus opportunities to score. That's how you get to 42-0 in a half of football. Because of a personal foul, it's going to be a kickoff from back at their own 25-yard line. Gunnar Block still back there, and now it's a question of how long are guys like Colton Johnson and Gunnar Block on the field for Adam Kane's team. Cogdell going to try to boom this one deep. Races up. Returnable at the 22-yard line for Block. Block sizes up space. Stutter steps, and he is wrapped up and tackled by the touchdown scorer, Jordan Mills. Makes the stuff at the 33-yard line. 1st and 10, Upperman working right to left in a huge hole. Gentry's Power Equipment's the presenting sponsor of Upperman Athletics all season long on UCR, your local Steel and Exmark dealer. They do an unbelievable job with the service department as well. Great local folks. They're going to take care of you. Maybe you just need a new part on your machine. You need a new battery, or maybe you need a whole new rig. They've got all that you need there on Buffalo Valley Road in Cookeville. 755 Buffalo Valley Road.
Colton Johnson now will be your new quarterback.
Upperman had to do something. This simply had to do something. They were moving on the last drive, interception. Looks like Jack Smith is going to stay in there as well alongside Johnson. That is pretty effective 1-2 punch in the backfield for the Bees. Low snap, Johnson gathers, and now he'll run up the middle. Johnson just pinballing defenders off of him for a gain of 12. That is a different level of athlete. A gain of 12 and a Gary Maxwell Insurance and Baxter Pharmacy first down.
It's, and Johnson's your best option right now, but it's just amazing because this is the first time I've seen Upperman since Bronston Chaffin, and having an elite quarterback and then trying to find your way at quarterback. It's amazing the differences.
A dominant half of football by the Greeneville Green Devils. Look every bit the part of the number 3 ranked team in the state. Johnson takes the snap, finds a hole around right side. There goes Colton Johnson in space. He's got 2 carries for over 20 yards on this drive. They may have spotted him just short, very close to the line to gain. And a 42-0 game, don't measure it. Oh, they're going to measure it. All right. That stops the clock. But it does give me an opportunity to tell you about our friends at McLeod's Asphalt. From residential driveways to commercial parking lots, McLeod's Asphalt offers comprehensive paving services. Whether you need new asphalt installed or repair existing surfaces, we're there every step of the way, providing quality service you can depend on. With over 20 years of experience, we've established ourselves as a leading asphalt paving company in the Upper Cumberland. Give us a call for a free estimate. We here at UCR appreciate McLeod's Asphalt for sponsoring these games. And was that a first down signal, Jeremy?
A little short.
A little bit short, so it'll be second down and inches here for the Bees.
Well, you know, Mr. Garrison got me into officiating years ago. He gave me my first job in banking. I owe that man, honestly, more in my life than about anybody on the planet. However, he did one little TV time there. I'm not quite sure.
He got the camera on him. It's still a big crowd.
I'm not quite sure. Mr. Garrison wanted a little TV time there.
On the Quality Family scoreboard, Warren County leads Livingston 14-7. The Braves lead the Rockies 6-3. That's always good.
Go Braves.
Sweep of the Dodgers.
That's what I was going to ask you. How do they do against them Dodgers?
It was beautiful. My sister's a Dodger fan. It's her biggest character flaw, and I had a great time this week.
Chris Sale not.
Oh, my goodness. Cy Young. Cy Young. I know the Miz guy is going to win it, but Colton Johnson on second and inches will carry it again. He's got the first down. And at this point, until you take the starters out, I don't know if you go anywhere else in the play sheet if you're Upperman. They got a time problem with 1:33 to go, but it's another Gary Maxwell Insurance and Baxter Pharmacy first down. Throwing the ball simply can't be on the play sheet right now, even though you're in a 42-0 hole.
And Colton is just a monster. He is one of the toughest kids you'll ever see. He's just full of pea and vinegar. How do you say it? He just is.
But you talk about competitors, Jeremy. Him and Gunnar Block are your two biggest competitors. It's hard to take competitors off the field.
Correct.
1st and 10. Snap taken. Johnson again just weaving through traffic, showing a little elusiveness here, and then the power at the end, a gain of 5. And the problem is they're running out of time. 53 seconds and counting to go here in half number 1. It doesn't particularly matter because the score is 42-0.
And we've got another flag.
And this is one issue where Greeneville's had such a dominant performance. Do not hurt yourself moving forward by getting 15-yard penalties or ejected from a football game because you wanted to talk a little extra. They were at Northview Academy next week, and that is a region game. That's an 18 region.
Make sure that's not 21. Make sure that's not 21.
And here's what I'm going to be honest with you about that game next week. You think this is bad right here, 42-0. That next week could be 80-0 at halftime against Northview Academy.
Greeneville's going to name the score against a bunch of teams on their schedule. And that is going to be another Gary Maxwell Insurance and Baxter Pharmacy first down all the way on the doorstep of the red zone with 47 seconds to go in half number 1.
But, guys, we can talk about this, too. You start looking at playoff implications. An upset last year of Alcoa and Anderson County allowed them to meet in the semis. That doesn't happen this year.
It was Jack Lister, the other linebacker, who got called for that unsportsmanlike conduct penalty. So both linebackers on the field have 15-yard unsportsmanlikes against him. You get a second, you're ejected. Johnson around right side. Everybody's in the box. This is big boy football. Johnson spins off. And knowing Colton Johnson the way we do, guys, there's no doubt he went to his head coach and said, give me the football. And Coach Kane is. 2nd and 7, 23 seconds. At 42-0, you're probably content to just get this thing into the halftime locker room and regroup. They'll break huddle quickly here. Colton can throw it. Takes the snap, and he will throw it directly into the ground to stop the clock. Spikes it at 8 seconds to go here in the first half.
And you guys talk about this. This is something that you're building on for later on in the year. Hey, you're not going to be down 42-0 much if you're Upperman, but you're working on a clock play to get something set up right before halftime.
I wondered if they give Austin Roberts a look here. They're not going to, but it would be a long kick for a kid who doesn't have an opportunity to kick many long kicks. He's worked on it. It would be a 37-yard attempt from here. They're going to leave the offense on the field here on 3rd down and 7. Play clock running down all the way to 12 seconds. Colton Johnson is literally going up to each of his teammates and telling them what to do.
And he took his glove off.
He's going to throw it. 3 seconds on the play clock. Has the snap, drops back, looking to throw to Gunnar Block. Why not? Downfield.
Flag.
And there's the flag. It was late, but it came as Johnson threw the ball to Gunner Block. Flag is down. There'll be an untimed down for the Bees. It was definitely defensive pass interference on the outside.
Completely agree, but what kills me, honestly, is there is literally a flag on the ground, and people are screaming at them to throw a flag. I mean, literally.
There's a lot of frustration in the air
and I
on
get
the
it,
home grandstands right now.
But there's a flag on the ground, and they're yelling that a different official didn't throw the flag. It's like, you saw that. And I'm like, well, there's literally a flag on the ground.
It's going to be an untimed down here with zeros on the clock for Upperman. It's actually 3 seconds somehow on the clock. Either way, might as well be the same. Final play of the half upcoming here. First and goal as they are in the South Willow Auto Clinic and Turner Roofing red zone. First and goal, Upperman, as they try to just get something on the board. Do not want to get shut out against Greeneville. Johnson takes the snap, looking to throw again. Instead, he's going to run it. Johnson now eyes downfield, fires it to Block, who slides. Touchdown, Upperman. Colton Johnson to Gunner Block. It is a Henry Brothers Roofing touchdown, but there is a flag down behind the play. They will stop the clock. It's a sideline warning, and it is a Henry Brothers Roofing touchdown for Upperman. Colton Johnson throws it to Gunner Block. And what a catch by Block, sliding across to make the grab. See it one more time as they're just going to leave the offense on the field and go for two. Why not? And now a 42-6 ball game. Jeremy, with how the last 2 weeks have gone offensively for Upperman, I don't think, and Coach, you can speak to this as well, you have the coaching aspect, it would not surprise me if Colton Johnson is this team's starting quarterback moving forward.
Well, as coaches, you got to put your best athletes in the best positions. So your best two athletes obviously are Colton Johnson and Gunner Block. You got to get them involved as much as you possibly can. And listen, here's the dynamic that you have with Colton Johnson. Yeah, he's not your typical quarterback, but it gives you the same looks that you had last year that you were comfortable with offensively with Bronson back there, that, hey, he can take off and run and get hard yards, and then you can, get creative with Gunner Block, run him, on some jet sweeps or put him out on the wide out there. So you got some different options that you can look at. But here's the bottom line too, guys. There's not too many Greeneville defenses sitting on the Bees schedule for a while.
And another way I look at it, too, is if the quarterback, if Johnson and Block are running routes that typically take 8, 10, 20 yards downfield, and you literally can't get them the football, then you got to scrap it. You got to scrap it.
Johnson is back at quarterback here as they'll go for two. He is running forward. Takes the snap, he runs forward, and low man wins. Greeneville arrives and will push him down. The Green Devils get a stop and cap off a great first half for them. Kane Ricker feeling it as he gives some words to the home grandstands. That is the final play of half number one. All Green Devils at the break, 42-6. We'll have the Happy Hiller halftime show on the other side. Take a look around the scoreboard. We'll have an interview with Athletic Director Jimmy Maynard, and then the third quarter just around the corner. At the break, it's Greeneville 42, Upperman 6, in the high school football game of the week, presented by Mayberry's Furniture on the Quality Family, UCR Media Network.
Nelson Trophy and Screen Printing is proud to support student athletes and athletic departments throughout the Upper Cumberland. They are also proud to sponsor Nelson Trophy and Screen Printing's Player of the Game on this broadcast. From trophies to t-shirts, they can do it all. Be sure to stop by and see them at 120 Circle Drive in Allgood, or give them a call at 931-537-9559. Nelson Trophy and Screen Printing, proud sponsor of this broadcast on the UCR Media Network. A reputation is built on results. At Upper Cumberland Commercial, our client's success is our greatest portfolio. Whether you're selling for a premium or leasing to the perfect tenant, we make the market work for you. And we stay long after the deal is done, providing the expert management your investment deserves. Upper Cumberland Commercial. Process, precision, performance. Give us a call today at 931-284-9098 or visit us online at uppercumberlandcommercial.com.
UCR has one goal: shine a huge spotlight on student athletes. Over the past 4 years, we've built one of the top high school sports media outlets in the country. Game broadcasts, weekly shows, cinematic recaps, stories, photos, and more. UCR does it like nobody else. This year, we're expanding into the mid-state and adding Tennessee Tech University. If you own a business, come join the ride and get your company in front of millions of viewers. Send a message to our Facebook page for more information. UCR, get your popcorn ready.
At Wellworth Bank, we believe care makes for a better community. It's lending a hand when times are tough and celebrating together when they're good. It's investing in our neighbors. It's knowing that every loan, every account, every conversation is a chance to make our home stronger. A better community starts with care, and it starts right here. Wellworth Bank, care in common. Member FDIC, Equal Housing.
Let the bidding begin. It's time for the show, and you know it's gonna go high. There's a buzz in the air, and people come from everywhere to hear the auctioneer cry. The sound of the gavel never gets old when you hear an EJ say so. Live or online, we handle auctions of any kind.
Call Amanette's Eagle Auction at 526-5335, where we soar higher.
Are you looking for the best dining experience in the Upper Cumberland? Visit Fire and Vine in Cookville's historic West Side. Fire and Vine offers great service and a unique menu, including mouth-watering deep dish pizza, delectable beef, chicken, fish, and more. Take in stunning views from the rooftop while enjoying your meal. Come and experience the charm and flavor of Fire and Vine, your new favorite spot for a memorable dining experience. Fire and Vine is a proud sponsor of this broadcast on the UCR Media Network. Turfmasters Landscape Management has been serving the Upper Cumberland since 1996. They offer a variety of services, including lawn maintenance, landscape design and installation, landscape lighting, irrigation systems, and more. They also provide snow and ice removal during the cold winter months. For more information, contact Matt Wilson at 931-261-1587 today. Turfmasters Landscape Management is a proud sponsor of this broadcast on the UCR Media. The Crouch team with Highlands Elite Real Estate proudly presents this 4-bedroom, 2.5-bathroom home with over 4,500 square feet. This home sits on 3 private acres in Allgood and is just a short golf cart ride away from White Plains Golf Course. For more information, visit chadandamycrouch.com or call 931-979-1191. The Crouch team with Highlands Elite Real Estate is a proud sponsor of this broadcast on the UCR Media Network. Looking for weekend lunch and dinner plans? Since 1971, Nick's Restaurant has been locally owned and operated. From mouth-watering prime rib to delectable ice cream pie, Nick's has it all. Their cozy atmosphere and great service will make you feel right at home. Plus, their banquet space is perfect for any event. Visit them at 895 South Jefferson Avenue or online at nickscookville.com. Nick's Restaurant is a proud sponsor of this broadcast on the UCR Media Network. Tee-Up is the Upper Cumberland's best indoor golfing experience. With 3 state-of-the-art golf simulators, you can work on some of the world's best courses, all in the comfort of their climate-controlled facility. Want to know where you can improve? See everything from club speed to spin rate in seconds. They also have plenty of other games to enjoy time with friends. Conveniently located at 141 4th Street in Baxter. Stop in. Visit them online at teeupgolfclub.com or call them at 931-559-GOLF to reserve your simulator today. Tee-Up is proud to support this broadcast on the UCR Media Network. The Real Estate Collective is a team of experienced, licensed real estate agents serving the entire Upper Cumberland region. Whether you are looking to buy or sell, the RICO team is ready to serve you. With a focus on people over profits, you can rest assured the Real Estate Collective can help make your real estate dreams a reality. Call 931-559-9500 for more information or see their current listings at letsgorico.com. The Real Estate Collective is proud to support student athletes in our area and this broadcast on the UCR Media Network.
Loading the kids in the car, brokering peace in the back seat, mastering the snack handoff without even looking. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with auto owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. We work with independent agents who keep insurance simple, so you can worry about more important things, like figuring out what's growing in that cup holder. That's simple human sense.
Visit swallowsinsurance.com or call us today, 931-526-4025. Protecting your future, it's what we do. Mayberry's Furniture has been family-owned and operated since 1946 and is now serving the Upper Cumberland with locations in both Crossville and Cookville, offering the largest array of solid wood furniture and mattresses in the area. They also provide a best price guarantee and in-house service and delivery. Stop into their 15,000 square foot showroom at 1020 South Willow Avenue in Cookville to see their selection of Amish solid wood, flex steel, Tempur-Pedic, Sealy Posturepedic, and much more today. Mayberry's Furniture is proud to be the presenting sponsor of the high school football game of the week on the UCR Media Network. Gentry's Power Equipment is your one-stop shop for all of your outdoor needs. Located at 755 Buffalo Valley Road in Cookville, Gentry's Power Equipment is your local Steel and Exmark dealer. With a huge selection of outdoor power equipment, including chainsaws, blowers, trimmers, mowers, pressure washers, and more. They are your local shop for high-quality equipment. They can service your equipment too, locally owned and operated. Gentry's Power Equipment is a proud supporter of this broadcast on the UCR Media Network.
It's time for the Happy Hiller halftime show. Visit happyhiller.com to see how our friends at Hiller can help solve your plumbing, heating, cooling, and electrical problems today. It's happyhiller.com. Well, Upperman leads in first downs, 11-9.
Small victories. Small victories.
That's about it. It's 42-6. They also lead in rushing yards by a lot.
What about passing yards?
They are trailing that by a lot. More first half stats to come. We'll also hear from Athletic Director Jimmy Maynard as the band is just wrapped up. We will take a look around on the SK Creation scoreboard. Coach Dodgen will give me a thumbs up when they're ready down there to have that discussion. And they'll head down. And this is a part of our weekly segment, Everywhere Where We Go, with the high school football game of the week, which we are about to announce where it will be next week. And we are incredibly excited about that football game a week from tonight, where we're going to talk to an administrator or a coach from the host school and kind of learn what's going on in the athletic department around the school. Last week we talked about Gordonsville's new Jumbotron video board that they have. A lot going on here at Upperman High School, always in the athletic department, one of the most prolific athletic departments in the classification. Let's hear from their athletic director with Coach Dodgen.
Guys, we're here with the Hiller halftime show, and I've got Coach Jimmy Maynard here, the athletic director at Upperman High School. Coach, thanks for joining us. Talk about things that are going on here at Upperman High School right now.
Well, obviously, we're off to a good start with all our athletic teams. Our volleyball, girls volleyball, is one of the better probably teams in our classification. I think they've lost one match thus far. Our golf teams are all off to a good start. Soccer, we're kind of building that program. Football, not too good tonight, but we do have a good football program, and those are some of the things. Our golf team, all those guys and girls are doing really well right now. And at our facilities, as you can notice, we're trying to build a press box on the visitor side, which we need very, very badly. We added about 200 bleachers over there to increase the numbers that we can seat over there. As far as school goes, we're off to a really good start in school. We've got Annie, the play, coming up. Our drama class is preparing for that, and they always do a great job with that. Our Renaissance sponsors are really working hard to try to increase, things that our teachers enjoy, students enjoy, and they're doing a really good job with that. And just the things that off to a really good start this school year.
Coach, you talk about your athletic programs here, and over the years, a lot of state championships here at Upperman, and I know that's something you guys take a lot of pride in and proud of. Obviously, most notably your boys and girls basketball teams, your baseball programs, football team made the state championship finals a couple years ago. Talk about, and you coached here many years ago, talk about the pride of Upperman and the pride of Baxter and just how it is every year.
Well, it is. We have great support here, great community support, in all of our sports. And it's been that way even back in the 90s when I first came here as be the head football coach. We had tremendous support back then in those days, and we were a much smaller school, about 400 students, I guess. And but we turn out. If you've been to any games, you know how exciting it is. The gym's always full. Football games is always full. Baseball, whatever it is, softball, it's always great support. We have a lot of parents and stuff, and our booster clubs work extremely hard to try to help our facilities and raise money for our programs. And it's just a first-class program all the way around, as some of the others in our district are also.
Coach, and for people that are watching and listening now, I hope you know, but this gentleman right here, one of the best coaches up in the Upper Cumberland, coached obviously here at Upperman, assistant there at Riverdale for a while. You were at Smith County for a long time, Cookeville for a long time. You were at White County for a while. Not only did you coach football, you did a little basketball too. And story I can tell you here, my first year, this man right here I owe my start in high school coaching to, because he took a chance on me at Smith County. He came down to practice one day and showed me a play that they ran back at White County many, many years ago. We still run it today. I just don't have the shooters that I used to have to run that play. But, Coach, talk about your experiences in coaching over the years and what you've been able to do to influence a lot of kids' lives.
Well, I knew from an early age that I wanted to be a football coach or a coach, period. Not necessarily a football coach. I was a 3-sport athlete in high school and went on to play some college football. But, it's just exciting for me. And I never felt like it was a job for me. And obviously, I'm 48 years into it right now. I coached, I guess, for 45. And it was just always a pleasure to be around the kids and the coaches. I think unless you've done it, you just don't know really what that means. It's just such a pleasant thing to be able to do, to go to work every day and know that, obviously there's days and nights like tonight that wasn't very enjoyable, but for the most part, it was just a great experience, and I still enjoy it. The coaching part, I don't miss it. Some of the parts of it I don't miss, but when I'm out in the games and practice, I do miss it. But it's still good for me to be around it, all of our athletes and our sports and our coaches, and have that camaraderie that you always have. And it's just, I can't say enough about I've been lucky and fortunate to be healthy enough to still be doing it 48 years later.
Coach, we appreciate you taking a little time with us tonight. Coach Jimmy Maynard here, the athletic director at Upperman High School. And if you got a chance when you go to Livingston Academy, Noah, his name's on the wall for his 1,000-point score there at Livingston.
How about that? Roots all over the Upper Cumberland.
Three-point play back in the day.
Coach, thank you very much.
Thank you.
And, guys, I know for us here at UCR, we talked a lot this week about different things and things administrations do, and people wonder why does Upperman get coverage and all that stuff. It's because they're fantastic partners with us here at UCR. When they got stuff going on, they share it with us. They want us to be a part of it. When Colton Johnson announced his commitment, they called us and said, hey, you want to do something with this? And Colton called me and said, hey, you want to do something about it? That's why they get a lot of coverage, because their administration is fantastic to work with. They welcome us in. We have our spot here, and we've had it for years and years and years, and great programs across the Upper Cumberland to work with, particularly here in Baxter. And Jimmy Maynard's one of the good ones, Jeremy.
No, absolutely. When it comes to Coach Maynard, I could probably count on one hand the coaches that you respect. In my mind, if you got a Upper Cumberland football Mount Rushmore, Jimmy Maynard's on that. And I'll just tell you, he's just the ultimate competitor, just so respectful, just an unbelievable man, unbelievable coach.
And, guys, when you talk about different things, one of the things when I was 23 years old and he gave me my first opportunity to be a high school head coach, one of the things he came in and said, and I'll never forget it, hey, treat your kids right, do the right things, have fun with them, but if you don't enjoy what you're doing, you need to get out real quick.
Let's get to it. The scoreboard around the state. One of the favorite segments. We've got about 6 minutes to go here in halftime before the acclimation period. Some interesting games, a lot of blowouts tonight across the state of Tennessee, including one here tonight. But let's get to it. The SK Creations scoreboard. Jeremy Tollison.
SK Creations, Shayna Kilby, Alan Brown, two of my favorite people in the world. Love those guys. Before I get to the scoreboard, I do want to just make something that Noah and I just witnessed. If anyone is questioning Ty Cobb's athletic ability.
It's a good point.
He just kicked a field goal at halftime. I don't know what the particular circumstance was.
It would have been good from 38, 40 yards
but
easily.
That dude can kick field goals as well. Unbelievable.
I'm pretty sure Bobby McWilliams just told him to get back to the gym.
I bet he did.
Hey, Jeremy, before you go across the state, one quick update that I just got. White County takes the opening possession in the second half to go up 27-14. Cole Sims, third touchdown run, 84 yards, touchdown for Cole Sims.
He's got to be, 225 or so?
Pretty close. And listen, you want to talk about, and that's something, Coach Kane and I talked about before the game. We were talking about region teams. And Noah, you alluded to it too, why Coach Kane's been so successful here at Upperman. He's always looking ahead. He's already looking ahead to Week 9 matchups because we sat down there and talked about White County, Stone Memorial, Macon County for 15 minutes. So, this region is going to be a really good and fun things to broadcast.
Well, to that point, we saw Upperman was about 42 points better than everybody in Region 4 4A last year. Well, those 42 points disappeared standing at App State. If that's the case, there will be some really good games in the next 2 months in Region 4 4A.
Absolutely. Getting to the scoreboard. A neat little matchup, kind of cross-state, Oakland versus Centerville, Ohio. And I did a little research on Centerville, Ohio, and we're talking like one of the premier teams out of Ohio. A.J. Hawk played there, Nick Mangold. I mean, handful of NFL stars.
So, white dudes with long blonde hair?
Yes.
Okay.
Apparently.
That's all right.
Oakland wins 50-20.
You all right, Josh? You got a little choked up on that one. Anyway.
50-20.
Oakland's pretty good, aren't they?
Yeah, there's some jokers who voted Riverdale #1 in 6A a couple weeks ago. Yeah.
The last thing, and you guys know this, the last thing Coach Creasy needs is for somebody to give them bulletin board material.
Exactly right.
Happy Valley, 55-7 over Cloudland. Greenback, and that's a final. Greenback over Cosby, 44-18 final. As I always like to say, bottom of the sixth inning, Chucky Doak is beating Sullivan East 7-2. Tennessee High over Elizabethton, 20-10. Hey, hold on. Let me take my hat off. Hold on.
Uh-oh.
Sevier County.
Yep.
Home of Dolly Parton.
Yep.
21-0 over Jefferson County right now.
I love Jefferson County. My wife's uncle is the head coach, Spencer Riley, legendary Tennessee Volunteer. I don't think anybody in the nation was going to beat Sevier County tonight.
Exactly. But
UNACA update?
Hold on.
Oh,
we're getting
fault.
there.
My fault.
However, unfortunately for Dollywood, Pigeon Forge lost 42-8 over Seymour. They did not get the memo.
I'll tell you this, guys. Seymour, back-to-back weeks, some really good wins for that program, too.
Seymour and they're in the same region with Greeneville, and they want to show that they're at least chasing down Elizabethton for the 2 seed out of that region.
Unicoi County over Northview Academy, 35-20. West Ridge over David Crockett, 28-10. Apparently Alcoa's good again, 56-13 over Bearden.
Shocker.
CAK beats Heritage 49-0. I don't see UNACA, and I'm frustrated.
They may have played last night.
Kingston 49-14 over Oliver Springs. Knox Central 42-0 over Fulton. Jellicoe 35-0 over Oakdale. Oak Ridge.
The Fighting Michael Lindsay's at Oakdale.
Oh, Oak Ridge apparently pretty good, beating Clinton 50-14. We gave a scoreboard update with Jackson County over Midway 19-14, start of the 4th. Powell 14. Brandon Reeves, home school team over Coach Dodgen's dad's team. Farragut 14-3 at the half. South Dole 34-0 over Carnes. That's a final. Rockwood over Wartburg 41-24. Maryville bouncing back from their loss to Alcoa last week 48-13 over West. Loudon 23-0 over Lenoir City. Ray County 21-14 over Notre Dame. Hendersonville, good game in Hendersonville, Smyrna 14-13. Bledsoe 42-7 over Whitwell, third quarter. Clay County, top of the 8th.
That moon looks
8-3
incredible.
over Smith
How about
County.
Josh Bowles with the zoom in of the moon, first of all? Sorry to interrupt you. It is incredible.
Is it glorious?
It's picturesque.
Ooh, good word.
That's a good vocabulary word, Coach. You're getting ready for Tennessee Tech broadcast.
I am. I've been working.
Like that.
I've been working.
Halftime, Cofield up on Stone Memorial 14-13.
Holy smokes.
Hey, guys, and I'm going to tell you something. I mean, we saw them firsthand last week. That Cofield bunch, they're not a bad football team.
I think that's a testament to Gordonsville.
I agree that, too.
I'm gonna key you guys in on a secret. Just tune into the football show this week. The UC Top 5 is going to change. As, by the way, Colton Johnson is currently warming up at quarterback, so
Correct.
that answers that question. What's going to happen in the second half for Upperman?
Correct.
You know, and I'll tell you a team that I think is going to be surprisingly good is Watertown. Gordonsville's up on them 7-0 in the third quarter. Watertown is not bad.
Well, and you remember on the postgame show last week with Gordonsville's football coach, you know, he was happy with his win against Coalfield, but he was really concerned about the Watertown game coming up.
Houston County over Lewis County, 12-3. Pearl-Combe beats CPA final, 18-13. Lipscomb over Ravenwood at the half at 10-0. DeKalb over White House at the half, 20-14.
Wow, DeKalb, after really struggling to score a week ago, does that.
Giles County over Henry County, 21-7 at the half.
I want to take this opportunity, as those are, I think, most of the scores in the mid-state. Before we get rolling here in the second half, shout out our brand new all-inclusive sponsor at Henry Brothers Roofing. We so appreciate them making a large financial investment into what we're doing here at UCR. We'll play their ad now, come back with second half kickoff here as Upperman is in a big hole against Greeneville, 42-6, right here in the Quality Family, UCR Media Network.
Henry Brothers Roofing has built a reputation for providing top-quality roofing services across the Upper Cumberland. With over 20 years of roofing expertise, Henry Brothers Roofing is dedicated to ensuring every home and business receives the highest quality roofing solutions. And when you don't pay until the job is complete, you can have the confidence that the job will get done right. Call 931-854-1027 to get your free estimate today. That's 931-854-1027. Henry Brothers Roofing is proud to sponsor this broadcast on the UCR Media Network.
Again, we so appreciate Henry Brothers Roofing jumping on at our top sponsorship tier, the all-inclusive tier. Only thing higher than that is the presenting sponsor of our entire media network, and that is the Quality Family, who we so appreciate as well for their sponsorship. Nothing happens at UCR without the sponsors, because obviously it's completely free to watch. Teams have retaken the field. Upperman will receive the second half kickoff, and we will have a running clock, 42-6. And we do expect, at least for this first drive, it will be Colton Johnson at quarterback. He quarterbacked the last drive going into halftime, threw a touchdown to Gunner Block, and that seems to be the move, maybe even past this game for Upperman. Let us know in the comments who you are, where you're watching from, who you're cheering for. Keep it civil, YouTube. I know there's probably more kids watching on YouTube, but be a little bit more, have a little more decorum, or you just won't be able to comment anymore. And that's fine. I know how the block button works. Cogdo on to boot this one away. He will race up. Gunner Blocks had a great day in the return game. He'll have another chance here. Fields it on the 1-yard line and lines it up at the 10. Block looking at white jerseys everywhere. Now weaves upfield. Gunner Block just jumping around. Block trying to get around Mills. He got pulled up high. That's a face mask. 15 extra as Block gets taken down about the 18, and it'll be decent starting field position for Colton Johnson, the new quarterback for Upperman. He's the 9th-ranked tight end in the nation, and now he's going to lead his troops out and try to manufacture some offense and give Upperman something to build forward to for a matchup with Farragut next week, which now is a get-right spot before the game of their season when Stone Memorial comes to town in a couple of weeks. That will be the high school football game of the week in 2 weeks. Next week's high school football game of the week.
Where are we going?
Rivalry night in the Upper Cumberland. White County at Cookeville. Pre-game, 6:45. Kickoff 7. Right back here on these same platforms. A big one in Putnam County. The battle for Highway 111 next Friday night.
Coach, I apologize. As a Cavalier alum, my heart just bubbles when I hear about the Cavaliers.
Hey, you're fine. Don't bother me a bit. Hey, my biggest rivalry right now is these bees.
That's a good point. 1st and 10. Colton Johnson in the gun. Takes the snap, going to keep it. Surprise, surprise, around right side. Big hole there. Johnson with a big stiff arm and meets Taryn Clarity in the hole, and they will go to a stalemate as they jog out of bounds. Clarity now hanging over the fence. He gets picked up by his teammate, Kane Ricker, and let out of bounds. Colton Johnson with a gain of 5 at 2nd and 5, and I would have to imagine, given how the offense has moved with him at quarterback, there'll be a slight bit of regret in that Upperman locker room that they did not start in this package.
Absolutely.
Not that it would have mattered, I want to be clear, in the score.
They haven't stopped.
Exactly right.
Even if you're able to sustain a couple drives and maybe score 7 or 14 points more than what you have, you've not been able to stop Greeneville's high-powered offense yet.
Everybody's in the box. Have fun, Josh, tracking this action. Colton Johnson in the gun. Takes the snap, this time going around the left side. Blocker in front is Jack Smith. They'll be wrapped up and dropped. Great pursuit by the Green Devils. Loss of a yard or two on the play, and third down upcoming here for the Bees. It'll be 3rd and 7 again. Clock is running, and it will run the next 2 quarters. So we'll have an early start for the Friday Night End Zone show, live from Rock and Roll Sushi. It likely looks like 28-0 across town over at Cookeville, so that'll probably be a running clock, and we'll get to start right on time. The only plus of blowout games on the network.
Especially when you're close.
You may even get to order when the place is open.
Exactly right. Little hibachi tonight would be pretty good. And they're going to put Gavin Gillespie back out there at quarterback. He'll go under center on 3rd down and 7. Snap taken, play fake. He rolls to his right, pressure in his face, fires on the run, and can't find Jude Fitzpatrick. Incomplete. 4th down, Upperman can do it. Can go if they want to. Probably just going to punt it away, and they will punt it here on 4th down and 7. And if they kick it to Taryn Clarity, Coach Dodgen just be ready to add the +6 down there on the scoreboard on the tablet.
He's pretty quick, guys, but I'm going to tell you something. If the quarterback right there looks down at his second read right there, he had Colton coming across, dragging across the wide open, uncovered.
Johnson is the kicker. He's waiting, or the punter rather. He's waiting on a teammate to join him and give us an opportunity on this next drive. Talk about Greeneville and kind of how they're structured this year, entering the year and then proving it here tonight as Johnson goes for the rugby-style kick and booms this one away from Taryn Clarity. And he's just going to let it trickle to a stop. It rolls all the way inside the 20. Colton Johnson, Gunnar Block have had good nights for the Bees. And for Greeneville, they have a Mr. Football in Caden Ball last year. He graduates, and they say, hey, Kane Rickers waited for his spot. He's a guy that could have been a quarterback for the past several years. He was playing at receiver and in free safety. Goes to quarterback. He's had as good of a 2-week stretch as you could have imagined. You lose Zay Anderson, one of the most explosive players in any class. He goes to play at Tennessee, the wide receiver defensive back, and they said, hey, Taryn Clarity was already really good, and he's set to become that #1 X receiver. And you can say that. Replacing players of that caliber doesn't always bear out. It's absolutely bared out for this Greeneville team. They had guys in waiting, ready to go, so they have not missed even a hint of a beat and may end up being even better than they were a season ago.
I like Clariday more than Anderson.
As a receiver, I think I'm with you.
Absolutely.
That's a huge compliment. Handoff here as Dyer hadn't been able to get it running, and he will be cut down again. And it looks like the Bee who made the tackle a bit slow to get up, maybe with a cramp. It was a tremendous open field tackle made by Logan Choice. And he is down a bit slow to get up here, hopefully just with cramps. And you look at the stats and the problem for Upperman defensively, they have 2 huge problems in this game, Jeremy. 303 total yards given up. Of that, 250 were through the air. The pass defense is just easy pickings for Greeneville. And then the turnovers, a fumble and 2 interceptions. And you give a team this caliber of Greeneville free possessions like that, and you're just – it's a losing formula, and that's what's happened in this game.
Exactly, but the thing is, what you have to do with, if you're Upperman, you got to flush it. You just got to flush it. Tonight is what it is. Hats off to Greeneville. Absolute dominant performance. Absolute fantastic football team. Absolutely dominated you in almost every facet of the game. Flush it.
7:06 to go. The clock does stop for the injured player, Logan Choice, who's being stretched out by Reagan Lamb, and that's actually what we want to see. Hopefully just cramps for the young man who made the good open field tackle.
But, guys, you talk about this too. Not many times teams in the Upper Cumberland, and we talked about it last year when Alcoa came in here, not many times in the Upper Cumberland do you see speed at all areas like we're seeing tonight.
Speed on the field. The one area you look at Greeneville, say they're going to have to figure out a way to run the ball between the tackles if they want to compete with the Alcoas of the world. But they got everything else checked off. Ricker in the gun, takes the snap, going to fire to the outside. quick hitters. They've had a ton of success with these tonight as Neal gets away, makes a man miss, and there he goes. Neal to the 45. He'll be grabbed and dropped from behind by Jude Fitzpatrick. There is a flag way behind the play, 2 of them, and it is a block in the back against Greeneville, and that will wipe it off the board on the block in the back against the Green Devils. So it's still going to be second down and about 9 after they mark off the yards on the block in the back. And we saw early on Greeneville taking those deep shots, and then they transitioned to not even having to risk the deep shots, just throw it outside the tackles and let their receivers get into space.
And I think they have just, like you said, just leaning on the athleticism. As soon as they lined up the first time, you could just tell athletes all over the field, and they're just picking on the youth of the secondary of Upperman.
Second down and right about 9 here for the Green Devils with 5:52 and counting running clock time here at Billy C. Rogers Stadium. 42-6 our score. Ricker still in the game at quarterback, takes the snap, looks right, fires, receivers open, he slides to make the catch. It's Zaid Neal with a good job coming back to the football, and that will move the chains on 2nd and long and 1st and 10 upcoming here for the Green Devils.
And if you're Greeneville here, even if you throw an incomplete pass, the clock's still going to run. So it's just an extension of the run game here. It doesn't hurt you.
Warren County leads Livingston 21-7, middle of the 3rd quarter there on the SK Creation scoreboard. Snap taken, handoff this time to Dyer around the left guard. Dyer is hit hard and then pushing forward. A good finish to the run. Another B is down with his leg in the air, the universal sign for cramps. As it's one of the linemen there in the backfield, Jace Anderson, a junior, being stretched out. Dyer, with his biggest run of the game so far, moves the chains. It'll be 1st and 10 from the 42 as they'll go out to stretch the cramping player. And because it's a running clock, don't have as many opportunities for ad breaks, so we will step aside and come right back in 30 seconds on the Quality Family UCR Media Network.
Gentry's Power Equipment is your one-stop shop for all of your outdoor needs. Located at 755 Buffalo Valley Road in Cookeville, Gentry's Power Equipment is your local Steel and Exmark dealer. With a huge selection of outdoor power equipment, including chainsaws, blowers, trimmers, mowers, pressure washers, and more. They are your local shop for high-quality equipment. They can service your equipment too, locally owned and operated. Gentry's Power Equipment is a proud supporter of this broadcast on the UCR Media Network.
The South Willow Auto Clinic are your hometown auto doctors. Family owned and operated for over 5 decades, the South Willow Auto Clinic service all makes and models. As a full-service auto repair center, including diagnostic, transmission, and brake work, the South Willow Auto Clinic can get you back on the road quickly and at a great price. Stop in at 640 South Willow Avenue or call 931-528-2625 for all your auto repair needs. The South Willow Auto Clinic is a proud sponsor of this broadcast on the UCR Media Network.
Jace Anderson walking off the field under his own power after a cramping issue, and something we all want to talk about, Jeremy.
You mentioned Livingston just a moment ago, and I just wanted to just basically just say that our thoughts and prayers are with the Qualls family. Coach Caleb Qualls, referee Shane Qualls, Shane's dad. Caleb's grandfather passed away this week, and just know that our prayers are with them and the Qualls family, and when we're here.
Kane Ricker going to keep it up the middle, and that is a decision. Gain of 7. Listen, it's 42-6, late 3rd quarter. Man, you see some of these guys on the field, and you think, well, you better be careful with a spot like this. And Coach Dodgen, you've been on far more delivering ends of games like this. I'll give you credit. You have been on the other end of a couple that I've seen, just a couple of times. It's always the catch-22 for coaches. Their players want to play as the snap's taken, and it is Spradlin into the game, the backup quarterback, so that gives you a little more run game here of when do you take a Colton Johnson, a Gavin Frazier, a Gunnar Block off this field?
Listen, years ago it was other teams' responsibility to stop me. Until I had a kid, I got real crazy one night, and I had a kid that got hurt, and it ended her year, and it was a starter, so it changed the way I thought on things. You get them out, and you live to see another day.
Case Spradlin, the quarterback in here, takes the snap. He'll fire the screen outside. Taryn Clarity is still on the field. He'll be brought down after moving the chains on 3rd and 1 on a gain of about 12 or 13 yards inside the 40-yard line. You've got a couple of Mr. Football caliber players on this field still out there in a 42-6 game. It's a dangerous, dangerous game to play.
Find me a 4A football player better than Clarity.
He's very good. I would point you to a school that they drove past on their way here that has a few.
There's a guy named Manu.
There's also a guy named Jameer Dean who will be playing at the University of Georgia next year who's really good. And Springfield has a 4 or a 5-star.
Okay. Then
2 to the left, 1 to the right. Snap taken. Spradlin drops it, picks it up. He's hitting the backfield, gets away. Spradlin will be wrapped up and dropped by a couple of different Bs. Bobbled snap doomed that play. It's a loss of about 4.
And there's also a comparative one across the line of scrimmage from him. So yes, there are a handful, but he's
now when you talk
really
about guys, that's the thing about Jameer Dean, Taryn Clarity. They get the ball in their hands more at that wide-out position. Colton Johnson's going to the next level because he can catch, certainly, but because he's an elite blocker.
Sure.
And so high school production sometimes is tough to see. You see some guys playing at Tennessee, at SEC schools that didn't have huge high school production, and you see games like tonight, and you understand why. Spradlin dropping back. He's looking deep downfield. One-on-one coverage, looking for Clarity. He tips it. And for the first time tonight, we could say fantastic coverage on the outside for the Bees. Stride for stride on the edge. Clarity is a bit slow to get up, and that is the issue.
And that's why you do not do this up 42-6. Don't care what side of the ball you're on.
Goodness.
You take this opportunity right here to get one of your players hurt.
It's a great show of sportsmanship there for Gunnar Block, who is stretching out Clarity. It looks like it's a cramping issue, which really hurt them a week ago against Morristown West late in the game with the cramps. That was great coverage on the outside for Upperman. First time tonight the corner's been able to stay with Taryn Clarity.
All joking aside there with Gunnar Block, I'd have probably tried to tie his shoes together, just to be honest. I'm joking. No Greeneville people get upset.
No, you're not.
Yes, I really am. Well, you're probably right.
Don't forget it's very good. Taryn Clarity's such an elite athlete. Back on his feet, looks like
100%.
he'll be okay. But again, anytime you go down one of these stars, you're thinking, why are you still in the game in a spot like this? 2:15 to go in the third quarter. Don't forget, coming up this week, we'll have the UCR football show presented by Fire and Vine, immediately followed by the Tennessee Tech football show. Jacob and myself will recap Week 2, preview a great Week 3 slate. And then we'll talk Tech football against Monmouth, preview their Week 2 matchup against UTC. UTC got a big win yesterday. Spradlin takes the snap, fires over the middle, receivers open, bobbles, gathers, and now is cut down after moving the chains. It's Cole Smith, and now Smith has his legs in the air. Jude Fitzpatrick a bit slow to get up. Smith slow to get up as well. It looks like he's now cramping. And while they tend to him, we will step aside. Coverage presented by Mayberry's Furniture and Gentry's Power Equipment on the Quality Family UCR Media Network.
Henry Brothers Roofing has built a reputation for providing top-quality roofing services across the Upper Cumberland. With over 20 years of roofing expertise, Henry Brothers Roofing is dedicated to ensuring every home and business receives the highest quality roofing solutions. And when you don't pay until the job is complete, you can have the confidence that the job will get done right. Call 931-854-1027 to get your free estimate today. That's 931-854-1027. Henry Brothers Roofing is proud to sponsor this broadcast on the UCR Media Network.
The cramping Green Devil was Cole Smith. He goes off the field under his own power. First and 10 Green Devils here. They're leading 42-6. This is their only drive of the second half so far with the running clock after Upperman punted on their drive. Clock begins to run again as we're under 2 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Spradlin takes the snap. Will give to Dyer. Dyer jumps over the line of scrimmage, now pushing forward, trying to get that run game working. We talked about that earlier for Greeneville. And everybody's okay. Nobody's cramping on this one. Depends on the spot. Pretty close to the line to gain. See if they'll move the sticks, and they will. A first down for the Green Devils as they're in the red zone now to the 13-yard line.
With 7 minutes to go, Noah, Coalfield is up 34-27 on Stone Memorial.
Those teams, as Goose sent in our group chat earlier, all they know how to do is play close games. White County's going to be feeling pretty good about themselves tonight. 2 to the right, 1 to the left. In the gun here. Spradlin takes the snap. Going to give to Mills. Scored on his first carry. Will not score on this one. Buried in the backfield, maybe right at the line of scrimmage. Second down upcoming as we go 56 seconds and counting to play. Second down and 9. Greeneville back on the ball for Case Spradlin. They got a really good backup quarterback. He's going to keep it around left side, and he is crunched. Wrapped up from behind by one of the linemen as a linebacker shoots in as well to make the stop. Barlow in there as the linebacker. It'll be third down and 7. Macon County and Westmoreland. Macon County leads 23-0 over on UCR2 tonight. And that will bring us to the end of the third quarter. Greeneville's lead remains 42-6. 1 running clock, quarter to go here at Billy C. Rogers Stadium. Coverage presented by Mayberry's Furniture and Gentry's Power Equipment on the Quality Family, UCR Media Network.
Mayberry's Furniture has been family-owned and operated since 1946 and is now serving the Upper Cumberland with locations in both Crossville and Cookville, offering the largest array of solid wood furniture and mattresses in the area. They also provide a best price guarantee and in-house service and delivery. Stop into their 15,000 square foot showroom at 1020 South Willow Avenue in Cookville to see their selection of Amish solid wood, flex steel, Tempur-Pedic, Sealy Posturepedic, and much more today. Mayberry's Furniture is proud to be the presenting sponsor of the high school football game of the week on the UCR Media Network.
At the Quality Family, we believe care isn't just a service, it's a promise.
Whether you're bouncing back from surgery, navigating a serious illness, or need essential equipment to stay independent,
we provide skilled home health, compassionate hospice, and reliable DME services right where you need them most. At home.
Covering communities in Kentucky and Tennessee, we're in your corner.
The Quality Family. Trusted care, right where life happens.
(42-6) Greeneville leads. 3rd and 7 for the Green Devils in the red zone. Case Spradlin takes the snap, drops back, looks into the corner of the end zone. Jump ball. Is he in? No. Out of bounds. A good effort from Zy Neal in the back of the end zone. Elijah Barlow there in coverage alongside the freshman Memphis Green. It's 4th and 7. Might as well go for it here unless you just want to work on some kicking stuff here if you're Eddie Spradlin. Greeneville raced out to a commanding 42-0 lead. Upperman scored at the horn at the end of the first half, but the outcome was not in doubt about 8 minutes into this ball game tonight. We're here in the Thompson Machinery and Cat Rental Store broadcast booth. I'm Noah McKay, Jeremy Tolson, Coach Michael Dodgen on the sidelines. Josh Bowles producing things for us.
The lovely Josh Bowles.
Absolutely happy to be along with you here. Offense on the field on 4th and 7 as Upperman looks to get off the field. Case Spradlin takes the snap, drops back, looks left to Mills. He was open on the last play. He's open again. Mills in a foot race. He has the first down and more. He's into the end zone for a Greeneville Green Devils touchdown. Same play they just ran, and this time Spradlin sees the open man and gets it in for the touchdown. Instant replay presented by Henry Brothers Roofing. Green Devils add on here. Case Spradlin leads them down the field, mostly starters outside of Kane Ricker getting a well-earned rest. And now kicking unit on again. Perfect so far tonight with 11 minutes exactly to go in this ball game.
Jeremy, refereeing question. We have a running clock, but why does it stop on scores?
Snap is high. Answer on that afterwards as Cogdo tries to run it down, and he will pay the price. Gunner Block gets his money's worth on the tackle. First botched PAT of the night for Greeneville, and the score remains 48-6.
And that rule, literally the only 2 times that the clock is going to stop is after a score and during any type of timeout, whether it be an injury or that be just a coach that calls timeout. Now, a good official will milk that a little bit, but it is what it is. In between scores, because what you don't want to do, well, Upperman may want them to do it right now, but what you don't want to do is this 2 minutes or 2.5, 3 minutes in between the score and the kickoff, you don't want that clock to run.
McLeod's Asphalt, from residential driveways to commercial parking lots. McLeod's Asphalt offers comprehensive paving services. Whether you need new asphalt installed or repair existing surfaces, we are there every step of the way, providing quality service you can depend on. With over 20 years of experience, we've established ourselves as a leading asphalt paving company in the Upper Cumberland. Give us a call for a free estimate. Greenville's lead is 48-6. This game is all over but the final. Been that way for a while. These two teams will turn their attention towards different challenges next week. Greenville will travel again on the road next week to Northview Academy for a Region 1 4A matchup, an 8-team region. They've got region games the rest of the way except for Sevier County, which is a great matchup in Week 6. Went to double overtime a season ago. Upperman at Farragut for a tune-up and a get-right spot before coming back here in 2 weeks. High school football game of the week when Stone Memorial comes to town, and that game just got way more interesting as Coalfield leads Stone. Greeneville routing Upperman tonight. White County up on York. They're going to feel really good about themselves ahead of Region 4 4A play, but what do we know about that region, guys? And, Coach, you know it on the hardwood as well. All bets are off when these teams start matching up with each other here in a couple of weeks.
Well, you got a collection of great coaches. You got great players, and they're all going to game plan and scheme, and everybody's different, and that's what makes it so much fun.
This is the best kick of the night for Greeneville, and they show off that booming leg that we told you Gannon Cogdell has. He puts it in for a touchback, keeps it out of Gunnar Block's hand, and I am surprised by this. The starters are coming back onto the field for Upperman, down 48-6 with 10:44 to go.
You guys talked about the moon earlier. I keep looking over to Greenville sideline. That about 85-inch televisions they've got over there would look great in my.
The running clock eludes Jacob Vincent tonight. Cookeville strikes 28-7, 8:37 to go. I would think in the third quarter there. We'll find out over on UCR 3 tonight. And it is Elijah Barlow at quarterback. Now, he was in the quarterback battle with Gavin Gillespie in the offseason. He had that gruesome injury in the first playoff game a season ago. And Upperman may be forced to burn a timeout. 4 seconds on the play clock. Coach K may just let it take the 5 yards. Or are they going to give him a reset? And they called a timeout. And Coach Kane says, stay there. Not changing the play call. And the reality is, if Upperman wants any chance of doing anything in Region 4 4A play, or certainly beyond, they got to find somebody that can throw the football down the field in some way, shape, or form. And maybe that's Elijah Barlow, as he'll try to get an opportunity, and he's got his horses are out there, and mainly the big one, 23, Colton Johnson, still on the field.
And you mentioned it earlier, Noah, but some teams on their schedule, they can get away with it. A team like Greeneville, you simply can't get away with with being so one-dimensional.
They set the tone from the opening kickoff with that Taryn Clarity kickoff return and never looked back as Johnson brings the play call into Elijah Barlow. It'll be 1st and 10 from right at the 20-yard line after the touchback, and the clock reads exactly 10 minutes to go. Johnson going to go out wide. Barlow at quarterback. Going to block out wide to the right. Snap taken. Going to fire it out to Johnson, who makes the catch at the 20. Johnson gets those legs churning and then dives forward to about the 28-yard line. And Coach Dodge, you've been talking about it a lot. This offense is going to have to find a way to get it to Colton Johnson in different spots. And maybe that's Elijah Barlow at quarterback throwing it out to him.
Listen, Coach Kane's going to have to give me a heads up when they're going to run Colton Johnson over here to the side. I wasn't prepared for that.
It's a large human being running towards you over there, Coach. 2nd down and 2, clock running here in a 48-6 ball game. Greeneville, outside of that Sevier County game, which should be a huge fight, will be heavy, heavy favorites the rest of the way in every game that they play.
You think you could send Jonathan Hutton to that game?
They have to. 2 to the left, 1 to the right for Barlow. He takes the snap and a give to Frazier. Frazier over right side, in space, there he goes to the 35-40, 45-50, 45-40. Gavin Frazier with a stiff arm, and he'll tiptoe his way out of bounds. It's a Baxter Pharmacy and Gary Maxwell Insurance first down. Just seems like Upperman hasn't had a chance to get it to their playmakers. Gavin Frazier, key one. That'll explosive play puts him down to the 29-yard line.
And, Jeremy, what we talked about earlier, that's a young man trying to get more touches.
Absolutely.
That's a great way to get touches when you do this in live play.
And it looks like Greeneville defensively, this is a big part of it, has gone to
correct.
A couple of the ones are still out there, but a lot of the twos on the field right now for Greeneville.
And let's be honest, guys, some of Greeneville's twos would be starting for a lot of football teams in the Upper Cumberland.
Without question. 8:20 to go, clock ticking away. 42-point lead for the visitors. Give you a score update here in a moment on the SK Creation scoreboard. 2 out to the left for Barlow. Elijah Barlow, again, going to fire it out to Colton Johnson, who makes the catch with a head of steam to the 25. Makes a man miss. Johnson with defenders all around him, and they'll push him all the way back to the fence. He never went down. It is another Gary Maxwell Insurance and Baxter Pharmacy first down into the South Willow Auto Clinic and Turner Roofing red zone. At least giving the home crowd something to cheer about here. And what has been a long night for the Baxter faithful.
Score update out of Sparta, White County 40, York 14.
They have opened it up there. Clay County leads Smith County 16-9. Cage Ashley with a 1-yard touchdown rush for the Bulldogs. 8:09 to go in the fourth quarter. They played a very close game a season ago. They play another close game. We'll talk about it coming up at Rock and Roll Sushi on the Friday Night End Zone show. Hand off to Frazier around right side. Tons of green grass, and there he goes. Gavin Frazier. Stiff arms to the 5, into the end zone. Touchdown, Upperman. Gavin Frazier from 18 yards out. Second score of the game for the Bees, and they will leave the offense on the field to go for 2. First touchdown rush in this version of black and gold for the DeKalb County transfer and the sophomore running back, who gives them, alongside Gunnar Block, their speed element offensively. And it's going to be tough to gauge, Coach, considering that Greeneville has gone to most of their twos, but Elijah Barlow did a nice job on that series orchestrating the offense.
Well, and here's the thing. As a coach, you take away the positives. And the positives there, he threw 2 good balls to Colton Johnson. His running back got some good yards. Obviously, the offensive line's not quit blocking for Upperman, which is a good sign for Coach Kane's team. Nothing you would expect anything different, but that drive right there for Upperman, I don't care if you're playing the 2s, the 3s, whoever, that's a good drive for Upperman to build on going into next week.
Going for 2 here with Barlow at quarterback. Takes the snap, rolls out to his left. Now he's just going to tuck it and run up the middle. Nifty little play there for the 2-point conversion, and it's 48-14.
And as we talked about it, just try to find a positive. Just try to find a positive, like Coach said, just to build on something next week. And
by the way, a Henry Brothers Roofing touchdown for the Bees. Henry Brothers Roofing, our newest all-inclusive sponsor here at UCR. Have to imagine that's probably the last play of the game for Colton Johnson and Gunnar Block as they go down the field. And Coach, you have a little bit more insight to us than we do, given your nature of your relationship, but it is a different challenge next week for Upperman at Farragut. They are not in a position to overlook anybody, but a spot where they will certainly be looking to try and return to the form they had in week 1 and put this one in the rearview mirror before this very daunting Region 4 4A schedule that we've talked about.
Well, we've talked about it all night. You got to scrap this. Take the positives away. You go back and try to fix your negatives. And something that Coach Kane talked about in the pregame was special teams. Well, what happened first play of the game? 82-yard touchdown, kickoff return right off the bat. But here's the thing. You go on the road next week. You're playing a 6A Farragut school who's struggling right now. But at the end of the day, it's a chance for you to get better because looming week 4 sits there, the Stone Memorial Panthers. And we've talked about rivalries in all sports. That Stone Memorial Upperman rivalry is a big-time rivalry game.
Coach, I don't know why the scoreboard has the score so small. Try to do a +1 then a -1 for Upperman and see if we can fix that font. It's not your fault. It's something with the software. It's 48-14. We'll get that -1 back there, and now it looks so much better. Roberts with a high arcing kick. Zy Neal is under it, and he will line up the return. Upperman much better in the return game there as they will bring him down maybe a couple of yards on the return at the 22-yard line. Greeneville will come out of here. I have a vote in the statewide poll. Without question, they'll be my number 2 ranked team in the state. Alcoa has earned the right to be number 1, really, barring anything that happens in the regular season. 11 straight state championships, you're going to be number 1 until you're beaten by somebody in the class. But Greeneville, we mentioned, they wanted to leave here today as the number 1 contender. Guys, there's no question they leave here as the number 1 contender.
Oh, 100%. But now you got to start looking at, and listen, all coaches do it. I don't care what any coach says. Here in a couple weeks when the TSSAA releases that postseason bracket, you're going to start seeing some coaches looking at positioning.
And you wonder why Coach Dodge knows so much, why he called him coach. That's a guy who coached in the state championship game about 6 months ago or so.
Good players make you look good.
Little shout out. That's definitely true because you coached in the state championship game. The timeout going to be called here.
When you lose 4,500 points, you got to go back to the drawing board. And listen,
4,500 points. That's an interesting way of putting it.
Yeah.
You did lose 4,500 points.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep.
But, let's talk about other sports. Hey, football in this area is big time. Girls basketball, boys basketball. Last year in the Upper Cumberland, you had York Institute girls in the state finals.
Yep.
Obviously, we were fortunate enough to be there. Coach Gillis and Cookeville were in the state finals. On the boys' side, Upperman makes it. Jackson County wins it. It's just not football in the Upper Cumberland.
Lincoln County boys made it.
Absolutely.
To the state tournament.
It's statewide in basketball.
County boys
it's
made
everybody. Smith County girls also.
Smith County girls made it. Go ahead, Jeremy.
A quick SK Creation scoreboard update. 2:51 left in the fourth. Cofield 34, Stone Memorial 34.
Holy smokes, what a game in Crossville tonight. 1st and 10 here, and it looks like some of the 3s and 2s are in there for Greeneville. Handoff up the middle here. And I got to go off my 2-deep depth chart for these guys. Jalen Kerwin, the running back on the carry, gets about 6, and Upperman has gone to some of the 1s and 2s, and it looks like some cramping for one of the B linemen. Still some key starters. Colton Johnson on the field, Gunnar Block on the field as well for Upperman. Storyline to watch this week, without question, as we'll have the broadcast next week. It is not the game of the week, but we will have a crew, obviously, at Farragut. Who comes out at quarterback for Upperman? What does it look like? Do they go with more of the heavy Wildcat look with Colton Johnson? Elijah Barlow takes a look. Coach Kane puts a ton of emphasis on practice and how these guys look. You would have to imagine there's going to be and Gavin Gillespie still, without question, in the conversation. You have to imagine, though, this job's back open, and do they give an opportunity to the freshmen who we haven't seen yet? Maybe we will if they find a way to get the ball back, Big F and Dylan Hewish. But feels like that's the biggest unknown right now with this Upperman team. They got some issues to address in the secondary. That's youth more than anything else. Who's the starting quarterback for this football team going to be?
And a couple reps from Jack Smith. So it's like 5 or 6 different options. And obviously you're just trying to get a feel. You're trying to see who's going to grab the bull by the horns and take the job. But unfortunately right now there's just so much up in the air that you just have to try to figure it out with every option you got.
I don't have a vote in that office, but my vote would be number 23.
To the geniuses on YouTube, yeah, we're going to talk about Upperman because we cover Upperman. We don't cover Greeneville at all. You've got your flowers.
Well,
they're just so shocked, Coach.
I'll give them a shot. I'll give them a shout out real quick. Greeneville football's really good. Be proud.
Congratulations.
Be proud of it because you do have a good football team.
But
we're talking about Upper Cumberland sports.
It's UCR. That stands for Upper Cumberland Reporter. And I don't know if you have geography.
Hey,
we're not.
I'll tell you what I will give.
Reporter.
I'll give Noah real quick. Yeah. I'll give a shout out to Greeneville. Annette Watts, who was the girls basketball coach at Greeneville, absolute legend who retired this summer. 100% legend in Greeneville athletics up there.
Cramping still happening down there for one of the Bs. Haven't got to look at who the number is. Reagan Lamb out there stretching him out. And, yeah, I mean, next week we're calling the Upperman game. We're not calling the Greeneville game. So, yeah, congrats. Next. Anyway, the lineman is back on his feet walking off the field under his own power.
Hey, they make it an
Chase Anderson again. Once you start cramping, it doesn't stop.
They make it an opportunity in a couple weeks to have a Greeneville game called when a playoff game happens.
It's true. An Upper Cumberland team certainly could end up playing Greeneville. Any of these Region 4 4A teams in this new pod system at various times could end up matching up with this Greeneville team. And if they do, put your hard hat on. This is a legitimate contender in Class 4A.
I'll tell you this, as a basketball coach, I wish the TLSAA would look at the pod system for basketball because, boy, it'd help the Upper Cumberland teams stay away from each other.
And that's a good point, especially on the girls' side. Trips to the right, one to the left. High snap, tipped and now grabbed, and looking at a host of different Bs. Really no chance for Parker Quillen. You remember that last name. Quillen, that time, swallowed up in the backfield.
Real quick scoreboard update, SK Creation scoreboard update. Livingston and McMinnville. Warren County tied at 21, 7:52 to go in the fourth quarter. And a tie ball game in Smith County, 16-16 with 3:31 left.
Some really good games. That Smith County-Clay County game is live over on our friends at Dale Hollow Horizon on Facebook. We shared that to our main page if you want to check out that game. Final in our mid-state game of the week, Page defeats Green Hill. The defending 5A state champs are for real. 35-0 over a good 6A Greeneville team that beat Beach last week.
Also a score update. White County scores again on a defensive score. JoJo Dow punt 37-14 White County.
Quillen takes the snap. Here comes pressure. Fires. Great route run. Caught on the outside to move the chains. Right on time. Quillen finds Amir Knight. And he has a lot of size at 6'3", 170 pounds. Greeneville moves the chains. Offense remains on schedule after a dominant night.
No, I'm going to make a bold prediction in 5A. I'm going to say Page and Sevier County will meet each other.
I think
they're getting the finals.
I think you're probably right about that one, Coach.
Really impressed with the timing there by these 2s and 3s. You can tell just they work in this practice all day long. Really good timing out there by the quarterback and the wide receiver.
1st and 10 for Quillen as they'll send trips out to the right side here. Time ticking away now, under 4 minutes to go. Greeneville has left no doubt from the opening kickoff literally tonight. Back takes one cut and then will be wrapped up, pushed backwards, and taken down. Spot it down to about the 44-yard line. 2nd down and 6 upcoming here for the Green Devils.
3:43 left in the 4th quarter.
Tomorrow night, big one. Pre-game coverage starts on Classic Rock 98.5 with tailgates and tall boys live from the doorsteps of the new Tucker Stadium. Right here as you walk in, Justin will be a part of that pre-game show. I'll be there for a little bit, and then we'll head in. Countdown to kickoff starts at 5 o'clock, and then kickoff between Tennessee Tech and Monmouth, one of 2 top 25 matchups in the nation tomorrow night as part of Week 0 slate. Cannot wait for that one. 4 receivers set here for Quillen and the Green Devils. He'll take the shotgun snap, play fake, midline option up the middle. Be wrapped up right about the 45, maybe the 46. 3rd down and 4 as we took under 3 minutes to go here tonight.
And here's the thing. I know we got a lot of people in the Upper Cumberland listening tonight, Noah. Yeah, we'd love for them to listen to the broadcast, but it doesn't need to be a shame for Tech that there needs to be at least 3,000 to 4,000 people at that football game tomorrow.
Oh, it needs to be a madhouse. And if you haven't seen it, it's a night game. The lights show awesome. Every fan in attendance gets a Gold Rush T-shirt, which have been designed by one of the students at Tech. They're sweet. And then post-game, a drone show. All the stops being pulled out tomorrow in the brand-new Tucker Stadium. Trips to the right, one to the left here for Quillen. 3rd down and 4 with a running clock to Knight and Baxter. Takes the snap, sets up, fires, receiver is wide open. Story of the game, and he will be taken down inside Upperman territory. And Amir Knight again at 6'3". When a guy that size that moves like that is buried on the depth chart, it is a testament to the strength of this football team. Under 2 minutes to go and counting.
We talk about, 2s and 3s. Those 2s and 3s are going every day against the 1s. You're going to get better when you've got production from your 1s the way Greeneville does.
Final on the SK Creations scoreboard, Jackson County gets to 2-0. They beat Midway tonight, 25-14 on the road. Sparta's up 53-14 over York Institute. Trips to the right, one to the left. Snap taken for Quillen. He'll hand off up the middle. Taken down. And, guys, one of the things that's going to make Region 4 4A play so interesting is what we said at the beginning of this broadcast. Styles make fights, and Greeneville was better at their style than Upperman was. Every game in this region is going to feature a different style matchup. And it's going to make for maybe some big swings in results week in and week out. It's also going to make for some really entertaining football games. Greeneville looks content to run it down here. I'm sure they take another score if they can get it, but nearing 1 minute to play in the ball game. And it looks like they're running it down. 10 seconds on the play clock as they'll get lined up. Trips to the right, snap taken for Quillen. They'll pull it on the read option, wrapped up in the backfield, and then push backwards. You got hit first.
Do not have to snap it again.
By Lucas Bohan, the backup linebacker. And they do not have to snap it again. We'll see if Greeneville does. Looks like they're content to shake hands. It was the 3rd fight in a trilogy between these 2 storied programs, and this one, by far, the most lopsided affair. A dominant victory for Greeneville on the road tonight. They come in and knock off Upperman at Billy C. Rogers Stadium. Final score, Greeneville 48, Upperman 14. As we welcome you in to the Turner Tow Pros postgame show, we so appreciate Tyler Turner at Turner Tow Pros for presenting the postgame shows for both Cookeville and Upperman's broadcast this year. All your towing needs, be sure to call Turner Tow Pros as the final horn sounds. Guys, no asterisks, no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Greeneville came in here and took Upperman to the woodshed for 4 quarters.
Absolutely. And, we didn't know. You didn't know as we came in tonight. You didn't know a lot about Upperman. You didn't really know how good Knox Webb was. You had no idea about Greeneville, and this was going to be a good measuring stick. And unfortunately, I think the measuring stick here is Greeneville's pretty dadgum good. I still don't know if we know what Upperman's got. They got to figure the passing game out. But Greeneville is a dang good football team, and unfortunately, like I said earlier, Upperman got the wrong side of the business end of this deal.
Greeneville shows they are every bit the part of a top 5 team, and for my money, a top 2 team in the state of Tennessee in Class 4A. As we get the post-game stats, shout out to the GOAT, Jeff Petey Goolsby, on stats to our left tonight. We're not keeping track of these. He's doing it for us. We so appreciate that. Greeneville wins 48-14. It was 42-6 at halftime, and then both teams kind of cruised through the second half. Greeneville had 437 yards of offense tonight, and most of that came through the air. 345 yards passing. Kane Ricker, again, has a 1 incompletion performance. A week ago against Morristown West, Kane Ricker went 10 of 11 for 305 yards and 3 touchdowns. Tonight, Kane Ricker went 9 of 10 for 273 yards. That is how you start to build a Mr. Football resume, with 2 performances like that at the quarterback position. As a team, Greeneville rushed 25 times for 92 yards. Upperman still did run the ball effectively tonight. 29 carries for 219 yards. So why did they lose? Only 42 yards passing tonight for Upperman. 3 turnovers, 2 interceptions in key spots, and a fumble. And as Greeneville was rolling offensively, the turnovers prevented every opportunity for them to have a shot to even slow the game down a little bit.
And a couple of just very untimely penalties as well that got them behind the sticks, and then all of a sudden it's 3rd and 15 or it's 2nd and 11. And like you said, Noah, in the broadcast, that's just not what Upperman's built for. And when they get behind the sticks like that, it just plays against them.
Eddie Spradlin said 3rd downs were going to be critical tonight. Upperman didn't have many 3rd downs, but when they got there, were not successful. 1 of 5. Greeneville on the other side, 5 of 7 on 3rd down. We said this week Upperman had to be above 60% on 3rd down. They were not close to being over 60% on 3rd downs in this game. In the red zone, Greeneville went 4 of 4. Upperman went 2 of 3. Rushing the football tonight for the Bees, Gavin Frazier went 7 carries for 80 yards and a touchdown. Jack Smith had 8 carries for 60 yards. Colton Johnson, 8 for 44. Jude Fitzpatrick, just 5 carries for 32 yards. Colton Johnson did throw a touchdown, 1 of 2 through the air for 10 yards. Elijah Barlow did a nice job moving this offense down the field. He had 2 passes completed to Colton Johnson for 19 yards in the 3rd quarter as Greeneville wins 48-14. It's time for the Nelson Trophy and Screen Printing Player of the Game. You got a couple of choices tonight, Jeremy. Really, take your pick either way.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, I don't think you go wrong with either one. And I think Kane Ricker had just an unbelievable night, super efficient. But I'll tell you, I'll walk away from this game, and if I'm Upperman, I'm going to wake up in the middle of the night scared that number 5 is going to touch the football again, okay? So Taryn Clarity is the player of the game. Could have went either way, but Clarity to me is just electric. And the punt or the kickoff return, every time he touched the ball, he can take it to the house. What a fantastic player.
Without question, Taryn Clarity, Nelson Trophy and Screen Printing Player of the Game, an Upperman team with quite a few, or a Greeneville team, I should say, with quite a few weapons. An Upperman team that goes back to the drawing board, a 6A opponent on the road next week at Farragut for turning around and having a big one here on this field against one of their biggest rivals. The Stone Memorial Panthers come to town, and there's no question Region 4-4A will be licking their chops. Stone, though, has a problem. That's that Coalfield just scored with under a minute to go to take a touchdown lead in Crossville against the Panthers. You know who's having a really good night? The White County Warriors. I bet we talk about them coming up. Live from Rock and Roll Sushi, it's the Friday Night In Zone Show. We will recap this game, all of your other game around the Upper Cumberland. We'll have coaches call in with reports. A lot of blowouts in the UC tonight and a couple of really close games as well. A lot to get into coming up. About an hour from now, we'll get things started over at Rock and Roll Sushi. Live on demand UC, our Facebook page and YouTube channel. Before we go, it is a final. DeKalb County beats White House 23-21. DeKalb County is 2-0 on the season, both single-digit victories. Coach Shaw in his first season, 2-0 for DeKalb County.
The greatest winning percentage in the history of high school football.
100%. He certainly does. We'll talk about that in every other game around the UC coming up a little bit later on. Tonight is Greeneville's night. The Green Devils coming to Baxter in roll from the opening kickoff. Final score, Greeneville 48, Upperman 14. We'll remind you to keep your eyes on UpperCumberlandReporter.com for the latest coverage of high school sports throughout the area until we see you all in just about an hour from now. I'm Noah McKay for Jeremy Tollison to my left, Coach Michael Dodgen on the sidelines, Josh Bowles on camera, and everybody at UCR. We say so long from the Hive.